Good morning. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. You know what I forgot to do before I turned the camera on? Just double check that there's not food in my teeth. So if there's food in my teeth, no, there's not. Oh, how we doing? Me before E. Yeah. My computer does like a weird thing where the full screen like doesn't work the first time sometimes. So, oh, my camera's all fucked up. Also, Maya, congratulations. I saw you talking about your grad cap as I was getting situated. A master's in clinical mental health counseling is such a big deal. Congratulations, friends. That's huge. Honestly, yes. PG Keen, God bless our therapists. Especially, hi, Ashley. I've been looking at a lot of media lately about the like therapist drought in the United States. So it just warms my cold, dead, gay little heart to see new people joining the field because it's like very, very needed. So how's everybody doing? I forgot to also put my phone and my watch on Do Not Disturb. Also, hi, Pumpkin. I will text you at the break. Hi, Displacer Floof. How's it going? Boop, boop, boop. I am making a tank top that's ending up being more like a rave mini dress. Hi, Eric. Hi, everybody. How are we doing today? Happy Friday. How's everybody's weekend starting? Hopefully, for those of you that are in different time zones, you're already done with work and you've been released from the mortal suffering that is having a job. We had to drop. Oh, no. Me before E. That sounds really expensive. I'm so sorry. Y'all, I need to wash this water bottle, which is crazy because I just washed it, but probably not good enough. You know what it is? I need Erin to wash it for me because Erin does like an especially good job, but I'm lazy and give it a cursory wash. Hi, Nugget. I'm going on a trip tomorrow, and I think my partner of years is going to propose. That's very exciting. I hope that if that's the case, you come back and tell us all the details. PG Keen, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Okay, so Displacer Floof, Carmencita, Leah, Hexen Moon, and Becca. Welcome to the Big Nugs. PG Keen, that's so incredibly kind of you. Thank you. Also, I missed Simbel. Hi, you're all the way in Spain. That's lovely of you to join us. I don't know what time it is there exactly, but I would assume it's not the same time that it is here. Although, to be fair, one of the mods is in the UK, and I think right now it's like 8 o'clock. Yeah, like 8, 9 o'clock, I think. So maybe it's not that late. 6 p.m. I know things. It's because of the time zone change. It used to be 10 hours from here, and now it's not. Is it 8 hours now? Maybe it was 9 hours. I don't know. It's fine. I haven't told anyone else. I love this community. Nugget, that's such an honor. Thank you. I'm so incredibly excited for you. You have to come back and let us know if it did happen. If it didn't, you don't have to tell us. But if you have good news to share, we would love to share it with you. I finished my first semester of internship and will hopefully be joining the Master's Clinical Mental Health Counseling Squad a year from now. Mal, that's so exciting. Wow, look at that. Mental health professionals all up in this bitch. Thanks for being here, everybody. And snaps and claps for joining the field because it's stressful. It's a lot, but it is honestly like one of the most rewarding jobs. So I know everybody says this too, but you just have to get past the early experience years, and then things really open up. Your world expands in such a wonderful way. Let's see. Daylight savings is weird. Yes, it is. I hate it. Although once we move to Florida, then we will actually participate in daylight savings at least. Although, aren't they going to get rid of it actually? I don't remember how that's happening, but okay, Natty said, life update. Back home, graduated with my associates. Packed up my dorm from 4-year college. I missed something. Hold on. And then got ghosted. Natty. Oh my God, that was such an emotional roller coaster. I'm so sorry. Some exciting stuff in there. So snaps and claps. Big love to you. But also, I'm so sorry about the less fun things. Okay, did you know that Mormons write a lot of fantasy novels like Twilight and Hunger Games? Jade, I did know that. And I don't know how to feel about that. Also, Pumpkin, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Let's see. Mayu Lee, Elsa, B-Brain. Oh, hi, B-Brain. Applied Skeleton, Shark, nice to see you. M-Car, nice to see you. Anna the Fern, Ray Guns, Avery J, Shund, and I think one more person that I missed. Anna the Fern. Welcome to the Big Nugs. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Pumpkin, for the gifted memberships. Is it time? Will it let me gift my own? It used to let me gift my own 10 memberships, and now it won't. That's so annoying. Whatever, YouTube. Rude. Best grad gift. You are so kind. Thank you. Oh, I know. The loss of Joanne. Are they officially closed? Has it happened? I've stopped going there in the hopes of not spending so much fucking impulse money, but literally we were in the middle of discussing date plans and poof, ghosted. Natty, that's so rude. Fuck that person, because what is that? Hi, Avion Piscean. Nice to see you. Hi from Ireland. It's nice and sunny here. Oh, lovely. That sounds like such a wonderful weather gift, because it's normally quite cold in that part of the world. Yes. Joanne has closed and I'm so sad about it. I missed it. Honestly though, I did. Okay, so there was this little wall hanging thing that was like a medium toned wood frame, and then it had like this like cream fabric as the background. And there was a little goose on it that was made out of like these embroidered flowers. And I told myself the first time that I went there, when I found out they were closing, it was just sitting there. But all their stuff, like their outdoor stuff and spring stuff, whatever, it was like 40% off, but they had definitely hiked the prices. So it was like $49.99. And then it was 40% off. But I was like, that's like not inexpensive enough for me to justify buying something that I really don't need. So I was like, I'm going to put it back. There was only one. I'm going to put it back, and I'm going to let the universe do universe things. If it's still there when Joanne is about to close, then fine. Then I'll buy it. It was meant for me, you know? Sorry about all the burping, by the way. Just ate breakfast. And I went back there like 2 or 3 more times, and it was still there. It was still there. But the last time that I went there, it was a lot more discounted. It was like $10 in total. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. And I'm really glad I did now, because they closed before I had a chance to go and check out all of their like last minute stuff. I sort of work in mental health. I'm a support worker, and all my clients have some kind of mental illness, most of them schizophrenia. Oh, Carmencita, that sounds really stressful. It's a very intensive job. Big love, and also thanks for being a support person, because it's a very underserved population. Any like folks who experience psychosis, I feel, get such a bad rap because everybody acts like they are these people who are like, you know, they're like mentally ill, you know, and they're in fact just people who are especially in need of care staff that are understanding and educated, and people who treat them like fucking human beings. So people who work with that population from like an empowered and an informed perspective are so needed. Forever 21's gone too. I got so much shit because one store had a plus size section. Oh, I forgot about Forever 21's plus size section. I did buy a bikini from there like 2 years ago, actually. And it is still one of my favorite bikinis, because I don't know how, but it's like a bandeau top, and it's one of the only ones that actually like stays up on me. To be fair though, I did get most of my tits chopped off before I wore that, so that might also be part of it. Ooh, are we doing a yarn haul in the Discord chat? Also, hello. I can't see your username because streamer mode disables people's usernames sometimes, but your username starts with an E, and you said it's your first Discord stream, so hi, welcome. In case you guys didn't know, by the way, if you're new here, we have a Discord server that's lovely, that you can join at the $5 and above level. So if you're members of the YouTube memberships or the Patreon as a Snosh Blossom or higher, then you can come hang out with us in the Discord room. So go do that. It's a very fun time. They get ignored and oftentimes misdiagnosed. Yes, very much yes. It's lovely because I'm here. Travis, it is lovely because you're here. Who's the kitty? I love him or her. Their eyes are so expressive. Carmencita. That's my lovely little baby. Her name is Echelon. We call her Esh for short sometimes. We also call her Louise, Chunkers, etc. She is our second oldest pet. But that's just a recording of her. It's not live video. I wish it was. But she is very expressive. She's such a sweet little bean. Oh, I'm sorry. I disabled all of the pet Nightbot commands for Love is Blind, because the chat during Love is Blind usually gets pretty loud. So I didn't want to get overwhelmed selfishly. But I forgot to turn them back on. I'll turn them back on over break if I remember. Somebody remind me. I'll turn them back on. Doop. I'm messing up the spelling probably. No worries. It's a weird cat name, to be fair. It's because I adopted both of the cats. So we have an older cat. Her name's Imogen. We call her Immy, or Mimi for short. She is a lovely little black cat. But I adopted both of the cats when I was in college, and I was really on my like not like the other girls bullshit. So, of course, the cats had to have, like, esoteric and cool, like, I'm a cool girl names. So, both of the cats were named after music acts or bands that I was very enamored of at the moment. Imogen got named after Imogen Heap, and then Echelon got named after 30 Seconds to Mars. Don't judge me. I was 18 and dumb, and was like really, really in hyperfixation. But 30 Seconds to Mars calls their fan base the Echelon, and I was like, oh my gosh, beep, 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 beep. So we almost named her Mars, which, you know, but honestly though, to be fair, all of our pets kind of have, like people names. So Imogen, obviously that's a person name. I know it's not very common in the United States, but in the UK at least, it's a human name. And then our oldest dog, Savannah, she had her name when we got her. She was a year old already. And I was like, I don't want to rename her. That feels really fucked up. So then Olivia, our youngest little pup, I was like, she has to have a human name. I did really want to name her Rocket though, because she runs so fast. But I was like, we can't have Imogen, Echelon, Savannah, and Rocket. But if we had named Echelon Mars, then we could have named Olivia Rocket. But as it were, it's too late because Echelon is 11. So I think renaming her at this point might be a bit confusing for her. My college roommate had a fish named after a philosopher. She did not study philosophy. Oh, it's such a college thing. I got my cat when I was 19 and named him Bobo. Okay, but Bobo goes so hard though. That's such a good cat name. We only ever call her Pickles. Little bitch. Mars is a banging planet. I too had a 30 Seconds to Mars phase. Okay, thank you, Marzana. It's especially funny because in astrology, Mars is the ruling planet for Aries, which I'm an Aries rising and an Aries moon. So I'm like, damn, that would have been such a cool cat name. I should have named her Mars. Fuck. But I was like, that's so pedestrian. I can't name her Mars when Imogen is named what she is. Like, bleh. I wish somebody would have been like, girl. Because also every time we go to the vet, they're like, Echo loan. I'm like, no. You can just call her Esh. It's fine. I had a dog named Mr. Bojangles. That's so cute. My cat's name is Tedward. Cat's an orange tabby and his name is Spot. That feels very appropriate. I love black cats. I have such a soft spot for them. Our cat's name is something entirely different, but we like to call her Bobo or Momo or Dim Dim. That's so cute. I got the idea after I added extra pepper to my ramen, and I'm like, oh my god, I have a name for you, baby. That's so cute. My kitty's name is Pimienta. Oh. I started playing Roller Coaster Tycoon again, and I love assigning random names to guests. I always name the security guard Paul Blart. Fabian. Iconic. New name's a cat, Kurt. Yes, the nicknames thing where they're no longer a name is so funny. I know I did consider that like we could slowly just like hobble ourselves along to calling Echelon Mars, you know, because like Olivia, for example, we call her Olivia, we call her Liv, we call her Livy, we called her Liv Bug, which turned into Lil Bug, which turned into Bug, which turned into Buggy. So now sometimes we just call her Buggy, and she comes, she knows her name, you know, but it's nothing to do with her original name. And Savannah, called her Savannah, which turned into Savanny, which turned into Vanny, which turned, well, and also Vanna was in there somewhere. But then we started calling her Banana, because Savannah Banana, so we called her Banana, and then we started calling her Nanny. Sometimes we call her Nana. So I'm sure the neighbors must think we have like 85 pets, because I'll be outside and I'll be like, Savannah, how are you doing? And then I'll be like, Nanny or Nana. One of my cats squeaks, so I call him Sir Squeaks a lot. Oh, that's so cute. My other cat started as Doja Cat, but now she's Kitty or Dumpster Goblin. Okay, adorable. The most unhinged name of my current cats is Ketchup. Okay, who's usually called Soup or Spoonful? Spoonful. Adorable. We do sometimes just call the cats silly things too. If they're being silly, we'll call them scrunkles or scrunklies, lady scrunkles. Pico turned into Mr. Chew. I don't know how that happened, but fair enough. Mars can be her middle name. I know. I don't know how we would scooch that along, because Echelon, we did think about calling her Lonnie. But Aaron was like, I can't take it seriously. Which I was like, okay, fair enough. So sometimes we call her Eshy, and then we call her Lil Wheezy, because as it turns out, actually the vet explained to us that she has cat herpes, which is very common. Like, feline herpes is a thing that affects a lot of cats, but it makes her eyes runny. And then sometimes she gets like wheezy. She has like little like phlegm. So we call her Lil Wheezy. So I guess we could call her Wheezy, maybe Wheeze. There's no way that we could like slowly turn that into Mars though. Wars? I don't know. Pico, Pikachu, Chew, Mr. Chew. Okay, honestly, fair enough. Momo's yummy. I have the first of 3 autism assessment appointments this week or next week. I have a lot of feelings about it. Oh, Carmen Sita, that's fair. It's a very emotional thing. Sending you big love, support if you want it, because it is like a very transformative thing. And it can be a little scary too. Assessments are very like, feel very official sometimes, Louisiana's street name. Yeah, well, and it was because she was little. I mean, she's little. Actually, as it turns out, both my cats, I thought they were little, but they're not. But she's smaller than Mimi anyway, so we called her like little, and I was like, oh, she's Wheezy, and then I was like, well, she's Lil Wheezy, and then it dawned on me that sounds like a rap name, like a really bad rap name. Wheezy, rapper, bars, Mars. Okay, that's not a terrible transition. I think for me, I want it to feel like there's some part of the final name in the transition part of it, because I don't want her to all of a sudden be like, what the hell is that? Cat rapper, 100%. Yes. Yeah. Travis Gatsby like. Which, yeah, it's funny because Echelon and Imogen, they cuddle together, they groom each other, they lick each other's eyeballs all the time. But Mimi doesn't have any of the day-to-day symptoms that Echelon does. Echelon is good most of the time, I would say, but the vet explained that most often when they're exhibiting symptoms, it's because like a stress will bring out the symptoms. And I think also the reality is that Echelon is just stressed a lot of the time. But Mimi got a few days of wheeziness after her vaccines most recently, because we got everybody an updated round of everything because we're moving to Florida. Also, oh my God. Big news, everybody. We've been telling you guys, like, we're moving to Florida, but we don't know when it's happening. Guess what? We know when it's happening. July. The first few weeks of July are go time. So that happened really fast. We were not ready for that. We were previously told it's probably going to be like the latter part of the year, like definitely after summertime. And then they were like, actually, never mind. We changed our minds. So we're a little stressed about that. So thanks in advance, everybody, for your flexibility. And also, I'm going to shamelessly, like, unabashedly say any desire that anybody has to send super chats or to join the channel memberships or to donate memberships, now is the time. Now is the time. Because as it turns out, moving is quite expensive. So I will be shamelessly reminding you guys that if you have any desire to support us financially, that now is a great time. Are you going to be a therapist in Florida? I know some therapists can't practice in other states. So that's the hope, Natty. The hope is that I'll be able to transfer my license. There is a whole process, right? So that's going to be something I'm initiating here soon. But I want to maintain my license in Arizona because I feel very strongly that Arizona is my home and that I will come back here one day. So I want to keep that license. It's a lot easier to pause a license and reactivate it, or to like just maintain the license for years and years, than it is to let it go and try to come back. So I want to keep my license, and then I'll probably just try to have a second license in Florida. But I need to figure out what Florida's requirements are for doing that, and also if they are going to be weird about it and make me sit for an exam again, because truly, I don't know if I'm built like that. I don't know if I could sit for the LCSW exam again. It's such a fucking pain in the ass. Also, like Florida, yeah, you can't stay there forever. Exactly, Travis. Exactly. God bless. I'm down here in Florida and it's the sunken place. Okay, don't tell me that though, Jade, because I'm trying to make the best of it. Maybe by being there and developing community there, it'll be like a better place. That's what I keep telling myself. Anyways, Natalie, thank you for the $6.99 Canadian. Pikachu Horse's first big boy show is this weekend. Getting him braided up now while listening. Good moving vibes to you. Thank you, Natalie. Big love to you. And I don't know what the correct thing is to say. You know how like you're not supposed to say certain things to people who are in the theater before a big event? I don't know if that's the case. So just sending you big love. Sending you all of the best for the first big boy show this weekend. I hope you can get a license in both places. I do too, Carmencita. I think it shouldn't be a problem. Really, my main concern at this point, because like I don't super care about having a license in Florida immediately, but I do care a lot about being able to maintain a relationship with my current clients who are not done with their work in Arizona while I'm in Florida. But the Arizona board has a lot of feelings about stuff like that. So I just want to double check that the Arizona State Board everything's on the up and up before I do anything, because I don't want to break any rules or statutes or the law, quite frankly. We need all the blue votes that we can get in Florida. Yes. Travis. Also, hi, Allie. Thanks for coming. Do you guys know what area? I would say Orlando. So we're in the northern part of Florida. I'm not going to say exactly where, because here, like in Arizona, we have big counties, we have big cities, right? But as I'm learning, the eastern part of the United States, the cities are quite small. The counties are quite small. So telling you guys that I live in Tucson, there's 500,000 people live here, you know? I mean, we're talking about like hundreds and hundreds of miles of city, maybe thousands, who knows? And so I'm not doxing myself by telling you guys that I live in Tucson, but especially for, you know, because I'm not going to live in Orlando. Like, that's a very big city. I'm not living in like the world's largest city. We're not living in Miami, anything like that. So I don't want to accidentally dox myself. But I will tell you guys, we're living in like the northern part of Florida. It's not the coastal, you know, I guess it is sort of coastal, but it's not like, you know, Orlando, Miami kind of a thing. Aaron has a new job. Aaron got laid off. And then we had to find a new job, which is why the timeline has been so chaotic, because we've been, I won't lie to you, kind of desperately trying to find something that will stick, because we don't have the income, quite frankly, for Aaron to not have a job. Tallahassee feels more liberal than Jacksonville. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I really need to do some research about what the fuck's going on up there. Okay, so good luck is fine. All right, well, good luck, Natalie. I hope that you guys have the best time. In the spirit of Suwannee Music Park. Oh, Spirit of the Suwannee Music Park is there. I went to a super fun music festival years ago, except the weather gave me heat exhaustion. Oh, and the ticks were awful. Brandy. Okay, good looking out about the music festival. That sounds very fun. But I did also learn that the South, you do actually have to care about fleas and ticks, which is crazy to me. Because Arizona, that's not really a thing. Like, sure, your pets can get fleas and ticks, especially if you're like going camping, you know, they're spending a lot of time outside. But just if they're, especially our dogs, like we don't really do a lot of that anymore. So front yard, backyard, short walks, we don't really have to worry about it. They're not even on flea and tick prevention because they've literally never had any issue with that. But that is not the case. So we also went to the vet recently and we're like, please help us. And they gave us so much great information, and also helped us with the cats too, because some flea and tick prevention contains ingredients that can cause an allergic reaction in some cats if they have a very specific gene. And it's like very, very low chances of that happening. Don't freak out. But it's the like feline revolution or something is the one that is like very safe most of the time. So that was very helpful. Definitely do flea prevention. It's bad here. Oh, Jade, that stresses me out as a person who has like severe anxiety about bugs and creepy crawlies. Not looking forward to that. So I know bugs are somehow essential to our ecosystem, but at what cost? Oh, that's the truer words have never been spoken. Oh, heartworm meds too. Yes. Yeah. Heartworm, flea and tick. They gave us all of the things. God bless. They also gave us some very limited amount of sedatives for the drive because we have to drive 2 cats and 2 dogs all the way across the ding dang country. So please send me your best vibes and thoughts because I'm not excited about that. Sophia, hi, thanks for coming. My apartment complex has so many wild cats nearby that the minute he goes outside, he will get fleas. Oh, what do you do? How do you? Ooh, no. Gotta watch out for deer ticks. I'm not sure if they're down in Florida, but they're no joke here in the mid-Atlantic. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Thankfully, the vet gave us the names and prescriptions for a bunch of stuff. They did say if it's over the counter that the vet generally is just not a fan of those things. I don't know if that's different for other people. Our vet told us they're not a fan of over the counter stuff. So they gave us things that you need a prescription for. So I think we're hopefully covered in that regard. And there are different like offshoots of our vet office in the general vicinity of where we're going to live. So I'm really, really happy about that. Okay, so Natalie, should I just get ducks? Is that what you're saying? KV, thank you for the $5. Congrats to Mickey, the big dog. Glad to be back in with the McNugs. It's been a while, but I've been getting settled after 6 months of homelessness. KV, oh my God, big love to you. Thank you for the $5 also. I am so glad that you're feeling settled. 6 months of homelessness is a long time. That is legitimately a trauma. So big love to you. I hope that you're hanging in there and doing better. Should I get a duck? Yeah. I know. Thankfully, our cats, they're not outdoor cats. And quite frankly, especially like cats that are pets, in my opinion, don't really belong outside. They're very bad for the environment and it's also very dangerous. So I am very thankful that our cats ended up being indoor babies. Because also, quite frankly, I don't think they could hack it outside. I really don't. I love our cats so much, but they're soft. They're soft. And also at this point, they're old too. They're old and set in their ways and they're just very, you know, they're very committed to their ways. I wish you so much luck with transitioning to the damp heat. Oh, Rowan, thank you. I'm a little nervous about the humidity because from my understanding, it's kind of the thing where like here in Arizona, it's very hot, right? Very, very high temperatures. And if you're standing in the shade, not so bad, right? You can kind of like decrease the temperature by standing in the shade or whatever. But when it's humid, there's nothing that you can't escape it. Right. So if it's 80 degrees and humid, then it sucks, you know? So yeah, humidity is evil. However, upswing is that the humidity is great for your skin, for your hair, for like, you know, lots of things. And here in Arizona, we don't have any of that. So our skin and our hair is like it's a little dry. Okay, Jade, someone told me about the mold too. We're definitely keeping an eye out for that. But yeah, Lou, I was thinking about that because I do have naturally curly hair. So here it's kind of hard to get it to curl because, I mean, to be perfectly honest, she's a little crunchy, the hair. But also it's dry. So I have to like really supplement the humidity. But if it's humid outside, then I think, I don't know, maybe that will be easier. We're going to do some experimenting with the curly hair routine. So if the first couple of videos and live streams that we have after we've moved, my hair is looking a little, then everybody mind your business. Okay. Speaking of mold, we had a plumber by today to install a dehumidifier in our basement. Ooh. Actually, a lot of people told me that I should get a dehumidifier. So we'll probably do that too. Especially for like clothes and things. I don't know. I don't want to smell like fucking mildew. I spent 6 months in Tucson and I'll take 110 dry, over 80 degrees humid any day. That's what everyone says after. I've been in Georgia for 20 years and I haven't gotten used to it. It's evil and suffocating. Okay, don't tell me that though. Don't tell me that. I want to live in the fantasy land that is, I'll get used to it because it's always sunny here. So there's that. Yeah, that will be nice. I think for my little sad boy brain, it being sunny is going to be nice. I'm thankful that it's not going to be humid and also dark and sad. Are you guys going to get a pool? I don't know. It really depends, honestly. At this point, we are actively house hunting, by the way. Aaron and I have our eyes on 2 houses that we really, really love, but we have to do tours and all of those things. So, cross your fingers for us with that, by the way, because I would love to be in like our dream house, but honestly, it just really depends on what's available and, what's in our budget also. So we shall see. I moved from New Mexico to North Carolina and I've gotten used to it. Some inspiration for you. Thank you, MCAR. God bless. Can you enjoy a pool in Florida even with the bugs? Oh, that's a good question, Pumpkin. Yeah, are there fucking... and mosquitoes. Ew. Or is the chlorine kind of, beautiful plants everywhere and you have potential for a beautiful garden? Yes. Okay, that's what I've heard too, which I'm very excited about because growing plants here is also a bit difficult. Screened in pool. Okay, good point, Allie. I really want a screened in porch. I want a Florida room so bad because I feel like the cats would love it. And the dogs, honestly. Savannah loves sunbathing. And the plants would be really nice. Hi, Arwen's Rose. If you're late, we're just talking about how Aaron and I are being forced to move to Florida because Aaron got laid off and the new job awaits in Florida. So, Bunkin, I was thinking the same thing. No, they don't go away. They're all year round. Oh, lovely. Well, they die here in the wintertime, but porches are screened too. Yeah, that's my hope. I hope you get a pool. I would like a pool. I won't lie. Hi, stay woke. Thanks. You too. I think a pool would be fun, but I don't know if, like I said, it just depends. Like that's one of those things. I don't know if I would put it on the list of like, if it doesn't have a pool, I won't live there because, what about the lizards? Okay, I don't know. I think one of the mods was telling me that Florida does have geckos, which I care a lot about because they're so cute. Geckos in Arizona are a thing. But I don't know about other types of little critters. I do actually need some advice. If any of you live in that growing region, can you keep succulents alive? Because we have a like huge succulent in our backyard that will not stop growing. She has really hit her stride, but I'm terrified to move her because I don't want it to die. I'm strongly considering taking some of the propagated leaves, putting them in a little pot and then gifting it to a friend so that at least if it dies for us, she's still alive somewhere. Very yes to the sucks. Okay. Mickey needs to meet Fishing Garrett. He'll protect them. Yes to the succulent. She'll grow. Okay. Succulents grow here. All right. Love. isn't Florida good for everything except cold weather stuff? I don't know, Allie. I only ask because succulents are technically a type of cactus, and so I know obviously like those thrive in the heat and also like the dryness because they hold on to water. I mean, that's why their little leaves are that way. They don't really need water as much because they just kind of, So I'm not really sure. Yeah, Brandy, I think I might do that anyways. Also because the succulent was a gift from a friend. So I might take some of her propagated leaves and then put them in a little pot and then gift it back to my friend to say thank you because she is really living her best life. My grandma used to just let the lizards run wild in her South Georgia house. Oh, Beth. Oh, my God. Your grandma has a greater constitution than I do. I know, Allie. Marigolds and citronella are great for keeping away unwanted bugs. Okay. Yeah, I do love marigolds, but they're kind of hard to keep alive here. You probably will need to be cautious of overwatering in Florida. I was thinking that, Trav, yeah. If you get to your bug bites fast enough, you can use the bite thing, which is a little suction plunger. Does that really work, Ferns? I thought I saw somebody saying that it's like placebo. Don't ask. I'm doing a project. Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Holy gossip. You guys are in a good spot in regards to hurricanes. They tend to hit South and East Florida. Okay. Well, that's good, right? Hopefully. Although with climate change, I'm just kind of like, I'm prepared for anything. There are lots of cactuses in Florida too. Oh, okay, great. Love that for me. Okay, we have been vamping for 50 minutes, which I think we should probably get our show on the road because this episode is a whole hour long. So it's going to take us a minute to get through this one. Scientific study-wise, no, the mosquito plug thing does not work, but if you like them, then it's totally fine to use. Oh, okay. So that's not harmful, but not like scientifically. I mean, you could add old school country. You could go old school country and slap your bug bites. I do witch hazel too. Oh, interesting. I am a big fan of the pretend that you don't notice them thing. I try really hard if I notice that I've gotten a bug bite to not touch it. Like I'll put a Band-Aid over it even because the more you scratch it, the worse it gets, obviously. And that seems to help for me because I am particularly vulnerable to mosquito bites. I don't know what it is, but if there's a mosquito within 100 miles, girl, it's going to find me. Don't take hurricanes lightly. That's why I was in Tucson. Tree went through my house. Oh, after. That's so scary. Yeah, I am phobic about those things. So trust and believe we will have all the things. We're going to have like a go bag and also a like shelter in place kit, like all the things because I don't play with that. I have entirely too much anxiety to be the cool girl about those things. Definitely get mosquito spray. Yes. 100%. Yeah, we will be doing that. The reaction to mosquitoes is an immune thing. My immune system likes to flip the fuck out. Oh, interesting. Okay. Also, I'm getting itchy. We have to stop talking about mosquitoes. Okay. So, in case you guys are not familiar, we are watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Season 2. We watched Season 1 last year? A couple months ago? Honestly, time is a weird soup. I don't remember. But if you're not familiar, I'm assuming that we're going to get a basic recap. However, if you are not familiar with the show, I would say go in unprepared and find it along the way because the context is a little bit complicated. Essentially, though, we are watching a reality TV show that talks about these Mormon women who were part of like a swinging scandal. One of them sort of blew the lid off of this, Taylor. She blew the lid off the whole thing on TikTok and it became like a huge thing. So now there's a TV show where they're all reality stars. At this point, it's kind of turning into like Desperate Housewives of Provo or of Utah, so that's sort of the vibe. Okay. Oh, MomTok. Yes. Thank you, Hattie. Yeah, these are all people who are part of what they call MomTok, which really should be Mormon MomTok or MomTok, but They didn't call it that. So, okay. We're watching it on Hulu, so I can't speed it up. Unfortunately, we just have to watch it at regular speed. However, I do have the captions on. I have the overlay on because we need it in order for the show to not get sent into copyright hell. And if the replay is down afterwards, it's because the thing got sent to copyright hell, and I will do my best to get it back up. But if you can't find it afterwards, always check the Discord and the Patreon, because I will post the oops, this got taken down, but I edited it a little bit to try to fix it. So, okay. There's actually Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and it's really entertaining. Interesting. Okay. All right. I don't think there are any other disclaimers. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be shamelessly plugging the Patreon a lot, to help us pay for the move. So if you want to support the channel, like the video, do the things, subscribe, obviously, but also join the Snosh Blossoms, the Escar Gourds, or the Snack-a-Lanterns, because it helps a lot, especially right now. So, okay. We are starting at 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1. It's also muted because of the music, sorry.
To be able to be together.
Fuck.
Okay.
Fuck you, you're a liar.
As a mom.
Oh my God, I am gonna lose my mind.
Blessed that we can clear the air and get even closer.
If you poke the bear, the claws are coming out. Oh shit. I just woke
Jen,
up
of all
a monster.
people, be serious. No, thank you. The truth will set you free. Taylor Frankie Paul. In the Lord of the Rings film.
And reputations in their community.
Radically changing the image of Mormon culture.
Videos continuously going viral.
And it's a double-edged sword.
This is so dramatic.
Let this be a lesson for all of you!
They all have boob jobs.
I think I'm gonna be a saint and a sinner.
Okay.
I will absolutely dominate her.
Okay.
Always comes around.
It does, unfortunately.
You have no idea what's coming for you. You're keeping receipts. Who knows when you're going to unlock that vault and just sabotage someone.
Just touch my wife.
This is the real war. Let's fucking move past this.
We all are traumatized.
Okay,
we
with
don't
the
go around
drama.
hurting the people we love.
Do I do?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm muting it intermittently because of the
You want
music.
to call me a shitty wife? Let's talk about you.
Someone's gonna win and someone's gonna lose, and it's gonna destroy the group as a whole.
You should
Okay.
literally be in jail.
I will create a whole nother fucking MomTok.
Not on my watch, bitch.
Okay. Oh, not the police again. No. Yeah, so they're Mormon. A lot of the women in this group have come out and said that they are not active Mormons, in fact. So there is definitely an aspect of exaggeration that's happening here. We're just watching the entrance or the opening where they're all coming out of the river. They're all looking like fucking Baba Yaga, whatever. Okay. Except for Jesse, apparently, who does not have to have wet hair, I guess. Mormons definitely go topless swimming. Yeah, it seems like a lot of these people maybe grew up Mormon but are not Mormon anymore. Because some of the behavior is a little odd. Last season, they openly talked about getting high while getting lip injections.
Okay, what has life been like? What's changed? What's the same? Tell us everything.
Well, this will be freeing.
No.
Is that better? Goss over here.
Yeah, what do you guys... 411? This dress... What's everybody been talking about?
We are at the Gracie Lou Cowboy Pillows event, and I'm so excited to be here with all the girls and just enjoy a fun influencer event, Western themes. So dressing up for this event is the perfect way to kick off one of my favorite holidays, which is Halloween. Sometimes there's a misconception, do Mormons celebrate Halloween? Yes, we do, and MomTok loves it as well.
Is it a bad bowl or a good bowl? Pee. Maybe I should pee first.
We got mom clap.
How do I hold on?
Kayla, be sexy.
Life has been a blur.
The last few MomTok has grown even bigger. It's become a nationwide trend.
We're seeing women doing their MomTok groups all across the US, which is so crazy.
I love what MomTok is doing right now, the way that we are trying to modernize people in the church.
We've helped move the needle in the way that MomTok intended to when it comes to the patriarchy.
Oh, can you hear me now? You can hear me on Discord. That was so weird. Sorry. I must have pressed the wrong button. My God, how long was I muted? No, that was totally my bad. I pressed the wrong button. Fighting the patriarchy. Honestly, while we're here, we should talk about the fact that this feels like pretty blatant PR for the Mormon church, which is a little problematic. I am not interested in speaking definitively about all Mormon people, right? And the Mormon church as an institution or an entity does very much have problematic practices, problematic origins, problematic history. So sure, are there people who are Mormons that might be progressive or might be trying to balance faith with progressivism? Sure. And generally speaking, using the show as an opportunity to say being Mormon is great. Not necessarily true, right? Like let's just be very clear that a lot of people who have left Mormonism, especially, like the ex-Mormon movement, have spoken very clearly and definitively that the church was abusive, it was coercive, it was manipulative, it was traumatizing. There were really shitty practices, beliefs, people that are participating in or that get hidden by the church, right? So just not great. Elsie, welcome to the Big Nugs. That was great timing. Thanks for joining. Happy to have you, friend. The church actually hates the show from what I've heard from a lot of ex-Mormons. Okay, that's hilarious. I'm sure because the church is not jazzed about there being people openly talking about the ways that they're defying church teachings, you know? And I do still want to be clear, please don't take this show to mean that if you join the Mormon church, that everyone is going to be accepting of behavior like this, right? The reality is that a lot of church elders, leaders, whoever, church members even, would ostracize you and look down on you and judge you and shame you if you behaved the way that these women do. And not because the way that they're behaving is shitty or bad, but because the church is very repressive and sexist. Hi, Alessandra. Thanks for coming. Happy to be here. Yay. Cute. Thank you for coming. Jordan and McKay do videos on Mormon influencers and have theorized that the church doesn't punish influencers who break the rules because they're such good advertising. That's what I'm saying. I think Jordan and McKay are right on the money there. They call a lot of these folks cafeteria Mormons. What does that even mean? No Garmies being a big one. Yeah. Not surprised by that whatsoever. Okay, let's keep going. We're at 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
The brand deals have been way up. My husband, his entire yearly salary is how much I make on one brand deal. So Jace is in his full stay-at-home dad era right now, and he's loving it.
I think the perceptions of Mormons has definitely changed worldwide. We're just living our life, making videos and smashing men's hearts. Just kidding.
Yes, we did.
No, thank you.
Good and bad responses. With the church, we'll say we ruffle their feathers.
I think the church had an issue with MomTok trying to break the patriarchy, but YOLO, it's fine.
Break the patriarchy?
Thinking about it negatively, we were just shining a light on the things that do need to change.
MomTok is going to continue to push the church and the people and the culture to modernize towards today. And if anyone tries to shit on MomTok, I will be ready to fight. It's very on brand for us.
Yeah, it is some white feminist bullshit.
My gosh, there's no sexy way to get off that. But I make it
still
sexy.
looks hot.
Wait, is that Whitney?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Whitney was famously disliked by MomTok and viewers of the show alike last season. Whitney also revealed that she was pregnant at the very last second of last season.
New Whitney, new hair. That's how it goes. Hey.
Uh-oh.
Hey, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Good.
Yeah, how's the pregnancy?
Oh, God, I'm like 2 weeks. Please get this out of me.
Yeah. Whitney was deemed kind of the villain, and she earned every bit of that title. She didn't attend Taylor's baby shower or Macy's baby mama event. She has unfollowed us, blocked us, ignored us. She has upset every single person in the group.
Whitney is no longer a part of MomTok, and rightfully so, and she's the one that removed herself from the group.
Oh boy. Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, this is the screenshot that they love showing. Whitney Levitt has left the group. Yeah, Whitney also announced that she was pregnant by putting her pregnancy tests, the ones that you pee on, in a cake for her and her family to share, which everyone was very confused by. White feminism girl boss mode activated. 100%. Oh no, Whitney, I'm sorry. Elsie, thanks for upgrading to the Snosh Blossoms. Very excited to have you. That means you can join the Discord server for sure. YouTube notifications are so bad. I found out about this stream from a comment on a Zelf on the Shelf video. Okay, hell yeah. Anxious Scary, thanks for coming. Yeah, it was quite gross. The pea stick in the cake thing was really something. I gotta go take the woof woof out for evening patrol of the park. Marzana, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully we'll see you later. Okay. Dogs and clogs. Hi, Sid. Okay, let's keep going. 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1. Oops, sorry, it's muted.
This is the circle. She's out here.
So, how does it feel to be pinned as the villain?
Ooh. Okay. I think everyone's pissed because I haven't apologized for leaving MomTok, and especially with me saying like, good luck without me, like, oopsies.
Do you have any regrets?
No, I think if there was, then I would probably say it to them.
No one owes Whitney anything when her behavior is the way that it is.
Exactly. He's a little bit of a narcissist.
I have no interest in having a friend like that. Yeah. Like, I don't want drama. I don't want bad feelings. Yeah. I just don't want to be your friend. There you go. Get in front. There you go.
Oh. So, even though I'm not in MomTok, this is my livelihood. I have to come to these things. I think everybody has sticks up their butts. Has the fame already gone to our heads?
Hi.
Yeehaw, baby.
Yeehaw, babe.
Come on in.
Why did I
You?
Why did I straight up the ass?
Yeah, the way that you would not catch me sitting on hay in any of these outfits.
Anyone have some tobacco?
I got some chew. I got some spud.
I get really into the role play.
I know you do.
Oh, Lord.
Is that Miranda?
What the hell?
Okay, this is the new person.
It can't be.
Shut up.
Miranda really came? Holy shit.
Wait, she looks hot.
She looks hot. Ladies, hello.
Okay, this is the other thing about these shows that I think is important to point out, which is that so much of this is fabricated, right? Is that Whitney? As if they didn't know that she was coming, and as if they didn't know that she was going to be on camera. Because remember, they're all literally being followed around by cameras, but they're also mic'd already. Like, by the time that Whitney walked around the corner, she's already mic'd. Like, you can hear her. So we knew that this was happening. Miranda showing up, because Miranda was they'll explain it, but Miranda was part of the original MomTok. She just wasn't on last season, but is now part of MomTok. And again, is already mic'd by the time that she came around the corner. Is it possible that producers hid this from the participants? Sure. Is it likely? Not exactly. It's just good to keep in mind. So much of this is fabricated, and especially the voiceovers, that if you don't see their mouth moving, very likely that was recorded as a talking head and then edited over the footage, right? So is that Miranda? Probably they just asked the contestants, like, can you just, so that we can play this footage of Miranda arriving to the event. So for what it's worth. Yeah. Sid said, it also makes me wonder how much Whitney actually sucks. I believe she sucks a lot, but like, are they actually on the outs? Solid question. Especially because, again, the truth is that these women make a lot of money by being in the center of this very dramatic, very conflict heavy group. So the more drama there is, the more like catfighting there is, the more interesting the show is, and therefore the more money that they make, because people watch the show, people then follow them on social media, which translates into clicks, views, subscribers, followers, and therefore brand deals, right? So just for what it's worth. Yeah, Michael, same. Okay, 7 minutes and 36 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Miranda is Taylor's ex-best friend, and she's one of the original MomTokers from when Taylor started the group. Miranda and her ex-husband Chase were the couple heavily involved in the swinging with Taylor and her ex-husband. Taylor started talking about it.
No one was innocent. Everyone has hooked up with like everyone in the situation.
It came out, it became public, and it was explosive on the internet. Miranda and her ex-husband panicked. She left MomTok and they denied everything, which made Taylor look worse. Last I heard, Miranda got divorced and she's back in town. I think it's pretty ballsy of her to show up to this influencer event.
Hi, MomTok. Did you miss me? Can I sit with you guys? My name is Miranda McWhorter, and you might recognize me from being one of the MomTok OGs. Just kidding. Obviously, people know me from the whole swinging scandal. Taylor's a very vocal person, and everybody has heard her side of the scandal, but I'm finally here to tell mine.
What's going on?
Yeah, I know.
Last time, I feel like anything MomTok related, you're like, I don't know if I'd ever...
so funny.
I know, I'm eating my words now.
Be on the show. What's going on right now?
Okay, wait, I need to hear everything. You're divorced. Like, did you see it coming?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I made the decision, I was sure about it, and it just was not gonna work as a relationship. And I had tried for so long, and I realized that it was, I think our kids would be better off if we did end up cutting ties when we did.
Did you initiate it?
Sometimes that's true.
Okay, I have a question. So if you're here, like, talking to everyone, are you, like, trying to join MomTok again? Like, what's the contradiction?
I feel like that's the only explanation. I don't see another explanation.
Yes, I think it all comes back to the fact that I'm not married anymore. Like, for our marriage, I just didn't think it was the best thing.
You're here, so we're just gonna go all out. Was there a part of you that was trying to protect, like, the lie around the swinging thing? Were you involved in the swinging?
Well, the thing is like, the height of what I was ever involved in was like playing spin the bottle and like kissing other people. And so it was very jarring for me for Taylor to come out
of
and
everyone
say, like,
being like
hooking up with everyone, because that was simply not the case at all.
We've all heard the exact opposite. I'm so confused.
No one had sex ever, period.
I kind of want to hear from like Taylor and you to hear the story, because if we're hearing two completely different things.
I will go to my grave.
What? My mind's just been blown. That's crazy. It's pretty wild that after...
Okay, hold on. Pause. Yes, I saw a couple of you talking about how 26 is incredibly young to be involved in something like this, and also to be divorced. I do think it's worth noting that these women are incredibly young, and also, for what it's worth, that having a curiosity around relationships and intimacy and sex is developmentally very appropriate at that age. And so this is another reason that repressive and high control religion can be incredibly traumatizing, because they tell people this very developmentally appropriate and common curiosity, desire to explore, experiment, to learn new things, to try new things is inherently sinful, right? It's bad and it's the devil, right? And that's not true. Some people have no interest in sex at all. Some people have interest in only monogamous relationships, and some people have interest in non-monogamy or kink or sex that is sort of outside what society has deemed like typical. All of those things are perfectly normal and okay. And this situation does just sort of, I don't know, I think highlight the problem with that. I got married young, and getting a divorce was so important for me at age 24. I never would have become my true self. I also think it's important to highlight that sometimes divorce is a huge gift in people's lives, especially because the church pushes people to get married young, right? So in these high control religious groups where we're like fixated on the concept of marriage and children, sometimes we get married to a partner that's not a good fit. So just again, we should really destigmatize getting divorced. It's not a shameful or embarrassing thing. Okay, 10 minutes and 11 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
So much time, Miranda has been completely silent about the swinger scandal, and she's finally coming out and talking about it and admitting to things. But it is a little strange to me because her story and Taylor's version of the story are not completely lining up. So I'm a little confused as to who's telling the truth. You've never touched a wiener?
Never touched a wiener, not one time.
A wiener?
Even with your mouth?
Yeah. Your mouth never came in contact with one.
Oh my God.
Really? So who's telling the truth?
I have zero reason to believe that Taylor's lying because she's been nothing but honest to me and to the world about her details in the swinging and her personal life. And this has been something that has eaten Taylor up for years. I know how hard it is for Taylor and I want to protect her. And I don't want the lies from Miranda to create the cracks in the group.
Oh, speak of the devil. I'm trying to find my girls. Oh my goodness, sorry guys, I am late. Is this the new mom talk?
So good.
Welcome.
He did it first for like a lift.
I do feel very shocked when I see Miranda.
Babies.
Pretty uncomfortable, I will say, because I haven't really talked to her since everything. So, and I don't know why she's here. I guess I'm very confused.
Tay, do you want to go here?
You can go here and we'll move all this.
You want me to sit right by Miranda?
She was one of the girls participating in the swinging scandal. Her husband was the one that came and told me that he had feelings for me. That's where the story gets confusing because I stole my best friend's husband, but that's never been the case. Miranda was my best friend. I would have never done that to her ever.
I won't bite you and I won't kiss you, I promise.
Not this time.
Oh wait, we didn't clarify that, so you guys kissed.
What? Like you're asking if we have?
How are you feeling?
Okay. Horrible. How are you guys?
I'm sorry.
It's been a lot, guys.
Miranda and I have yet to conversate about our whole situation, but I did not want to hash any of this out today because I'm exhausted of what I'm dealing with in my own relationship with Dakota. So Dakota was involved with the girl during our early dating. He swore that nothing really had happened besides kissing, and then he finally came forward after all this time saying that there was more to that story. I was lied to for 2 years.
2 years?
I have been in pure sadness, but I feel like the ego's kind of kicking in, being like, I'm actually nobody's fucking second choice, so if that's what you wanted,
I feel like old Taylor's coming back. Do you not see it?
I feel like so betrayed. I'm in denial that this is even real right now. And I don't know if I even want to move forward.
Well, don't. Dakota's the worst.
People have been doing you dirty for too long.
Yeah.
No, thank you. We're all good on the music. Okay. Please let us be done with the cowboy thing. Okay, we've got some B-roll of the church and a plane for some reason.
Everything with you and set up.
As for my relationship with Zach, it's been a few months of straight hell since Vegas.
You say I'm not going to be married to someone who doesn't have values and morals.
He treats you like shit.
That's gross.
I really don't. I don't really care.
Currently, we are separated.
I never thought I would get to this point.
I've decided to come back to Utah and be back with MomTok.
Okay.
Today, Zach asked if he could come down to Utah to talk to me. I was pretty firm about us being separated so I can figure out what I need and just what's best for our relationship. It's hard because a couple months ago, Zach and I were committed to going to New York for med school.
I honestly think you're gonna love New York.
Do you think I'll be missing MomTok?
I honestly don't.
But then Zach got accepted to Arizona. We ended up moving to Arizona. Things for Zach and I continue to be pretty rocky. For me to want to fight for a marriage, I need to feel like he's putting my feelings before his.
I just want to point out, this man got accepted to med school in New York and told her, I really do not care about your Okay, that is a little distressing. Zach got accepted to New York, a med school in New York, and said, I don't really care about your friend group. Thank you for spoiling it. And then apparently got accepted to a school in Arizona and moved her again. We talked a lot about their relationship in last season, but I again want to highlight the fact anytime that you feel your partner is controlling your friend group and your ability to have contact with folks outside of them or your like very immediate circle, this is a red flag. Any good, safe, healthy partner should never try to limit your contact with the outside world. That's a good point, Aria, not just her friend group, but her career as well, which apparently most of the women in MomTok make leaps and bounds more money than their partners do. So, you know, a bit problematic. 1446, pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Hi. Hi, baby.
Hi.
Yeah, she was also paying for Zach.
Can I come in?
Yeah, sure.
Where do you want me to put this?
You just put it right there.
Yeah.
And supported him through school with that money.
This place looks nice.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like it to be my new spot too.
Zach is the one with a gambling addiction, yes.
The last couple months have been hard, obviously, and
Been really hard.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a mommy. That's why.
I know I messed up. Like the way I treated you, like no matter what you had done, those things should have never been said. And I have to.
She didn't do anything. The whole reason that their relationship blew up is because she went to a Chippendale show at somebody's birthday or whatever thing in Vegas. She didn't go up on stage. She didn't get a lap dance. She didn't touch anybody. If anything, she was having a panic attack, hiding in the corner of the room because she felt like this was too much. And somebody else scheduled the Chippendale show without telling any of the other moms. It was like, get in the limo. Surprise, here we are at Chippendales. And Jen shrunk away from the entire thing. So I don't understand never mind what you did. She didn't do anything. This is a great example of what a terrible apology looks like because he is still somehow trying to justify his behavior by covertly blaming her, which sucks. Okay. 15 minutes and 30 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Live with that the rest of my life. I want to prove to you that I love you and that like I am a good husband, I am a good father. I want to fight for our marriage and that's why I'm here. After Vegas, it felt like the whole world was against us and wanted us to get a divorce.
Just you.
I had so many regrets about how I had acted and the way things had gone down. I definitely feel like there's still a lot of work to do as far as changing and becoming who I want to be. I'm in therapy, been working on, like, as long as you want to be here and you love her, you need to let her live her life the way she wants or she's never going to be happy. So I'm here letting you live your life the way you want so you can be happy.
There is something to be said for embracing the fact that if you're really going to love your partner, you need to accept that they are who they are and that they deserve to live that in authenticity in that, right? And generally speaking, ideal practice is not just whatever, I'm going to let you live your life the way that you want. There should be like a genuine desire to share in that with your partner, right? Imagine if Aaron disagreed with me having a YouTube channel but said, I'm going to let you live your life the way that you want. So I just won't try to stop you from doing that. That's such a shitty thing to say. Your partner should love you so much. Your partner should love you enough to delight in getting to share the things that you're passionate about, the things that you care about, the things that excite you. So having a healthy relationship looks like both of you being each other's hype man, right? Not all the time. We don't want to blow smoke up each other's asses. It's important that we are able to be honest and give appropriate criticism. But this is not it. True to Lulu. It's a signature phrase at this point. Okay. That's also a good question, Natty. Does he regret how he acted because he got caught, or does he regret how he acted because he actually regrets it and is sorry? Yes, because if the world had not witnessed his terrible response, would he have even considered that what he did was wrong? I don't think so. I really don't. Okay, 1616, pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
So long. I think he truly believed that like his feelings were more important.
Yeah,
Within
who taught him
the
that,
Mormon
Jen?
church, it's very expected for
Thank
the
you.
women to be submissive to their husbands. But for me, whether this helps me become a stronger member of the church or maybe turn away from the church, I think in order for this marriage to work,
Hell
we
yeah.
have to be equals.
Yes.
I want to fight for a marriage, but I feel like I've been blaming myself for so many years, thinking that I was the issue or I was too sensitive. I feel like this is like the first time in my life that I need to put my foot down. Like I want my partner to know me so well that they'll think of me and my feelings before anything else.
Yes.
And anyone who doesn't respect that, they're not going to be a part of my life.
Yes.
Even if I
Put your
were
foot
to
down.
have gone to Chippendales, danced with those men.
Word.
I'm still the mother of your children. I'm still your wife.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's time that I put my foot down.
Hell
I'm
yeah,
choosing
Jen.
MomTok.
Good for you, girl.
And if that means I want to go to...
Because those are also people who support you. It seems like the sort of MomTok group of influencers, they have plenty of problems in their own right. And they do seem to genuinely support each other most of the time. Which again is a great example of the reason that platonic soulmates, that friend group that truly sees you and loves you and supports you no matter what, is very important in our lives. I think this is also a great example of what it looks like to become aware of the fact that your partner has been abusive to you, right? Recognizing that you were not just being mistreated, but also that your partner had been lying to you, had been manipulating you, had been gaslighting you into thinking you're too sensitive, that everything is your fault, that all of the issues in your relationship are because of you. That's what abuse is, right? People can behave abusively, but for a relationship to be classified as abusive, there's a lot of stuff that has to sort of coalesce, not a lot of stuff, but there's things that all need to sort of coalesce together. It's not just your partner being a dickhead, right? There is like a group of things that all have to be occurring at the same time. And this is very much that, having that realization that you had been being mistreated and ignored and devalued and dehumanized, and also that they convinced you that it was your fault, that you deserved that. That's what an abusive relationship looks like. Okay, let's keep going. 1738, present play in 3, 2, 1.
Chippendales, I can go to Chippendales, and if you don't like that, then like...
I think my actions speak a lot more than my words, and like I'm here, like, you know,
And that's enough? Oh, the bar is in hell. He said, don't worry, I forgave you for that. For what it's worth, also because I can hear the comments from people saying that you're biased and you always tell that women they're allowed to do whatever they want. First of all, yes. But second of all, Jen saying if I want to go to Chippendales, I can go to Chippendales and that's your problem, is not to say that our partners should never be allowed to have feelings about things, right? It's one thing if Zach had said after everything was said and done, hey, this really hurt my feelings, right? Or it made me feel really insecure. Or seeing you behave that way brought up some stuff in me and I didn't like it, right? So I'd like if you could hold space for me to talk about my hurt feelings, my insecurities, if you could give me some validation, if you could give me some reassurance, right? It made me feel small or embarrassed, or, you know, maybe there was a shame because I was afraid that our families are going to judge you, right? Or judge us, right? Asking your partner to be present for that, to talk about the impact of that, the consequence of that, is a perfectly valid and reasonable expectation. But he didn't do that. Yes, not exactly. He didn't do that. He said, I don't like that you did that, and so therefore you're wrong, you're bad, you're the problem, etc., etc., etc. Like, that's the difference, I guess. I don't want people to walk away from this that if you're a woman in a partnership with a man that you just get carte blanche to do whatever you want and the man just has to suck it up. But the way that we go about voicing our issues, our concerns, our hurt feelings, our shame, our insecurity, etc., is what makes the difference here. And he did a fucking terrible job of doing any of that. So, okay, 1751, pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Reached out to my dean and put in my application to leave medical school. And
yeah, you don't need it. So
my feelings towards MomTok haven't honestly completely changed. But I feel like a lot of our marriage, I've made it about me and the things I want to do, and you've kind of just supported me in that. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm here to support you and support your career. You're willing to give me a chance, like that's all I'm asking for, to show you.
Would he still be doing this?
If I can stay.
Would he still be doing this if she wasn't making money hand over fist, you think? I don't think so. I really don't think so.
The thing that I'm worried about is, does a part of you still feel like you want to go back to do medical school?
Not that this matters, to be very clear. But him bringing her grocery store carnations and a container of poppy, go like straight to jail. Straight to jail. Be fucking serious. Like, you couldn't bring her anything that was more meaningful? Ugh. Yeah. Will you be my sugar mama, please? Okay. 1843. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a year leave of absence, so it is possible, but for now, I'm just focusing on us.
Like, I need someone right now.
Well, I'm here.
I know, but you've been a dick to me.
Yeah, I know, sweetie. I know why you're mad at me. And not only that, but your friends, the MomTok girls.
To be honest, it is a little bit hard to be a part of MomTok right now because of all of that. Do you think you'd want to have a conversation with some of the girls?
I mean, hearing the things that they said about me, a lot of those things were all like blatant lies. But I reached out to every single one of the girls.
Do you guys want to hear the voice memo?
Wait, you have it?
I have it.
Hey Jesse, this is Zach. Just wanted to send you guys a quick voice message. Obviously, I never plan on those texts being seen, but they were. And regardless, I shouldn't be.
I never planned on those texts. Is he only apologizing because he got caught?
Anyways, thank you so much. Hope you guys are doing well.
This is like a copy and paste of what he said too.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a script. It's ChatGPT.
No, 100%.
It is. Oh.
No, because I mean, I realized what I did was wrong. Obviously, those texts were never meant to be shared, but still, like,
that makes it worse. If your partner says, well, that was never supposed to be seen, and so that's not fair to me, that really feels like he's aware that what he was saying was abusive and terrible, and that he's just upset that other people found out about it. Because if you really are under the impression that what you're doing is justified, is valid, is like perfectly allowed, then it shouldn't matter to you if other people see those messages, right? This is one of those things where sometimes people accidentally say the subtext out loud that's important to pay attention to. Also, for what it's worth, if somebody sends you an apology that is a copy paste of what they sent to another person, you're allowed to be mad. You're allowed to be mad because that sucks. Hi, Cassie. Mickey Stream, I almost did not see it. Hi, I'm glad you did. I don't know why. I think it's because I published the video yesterday, but a lot of people have said that they didn't realize we were streaming today. So, okay. 20 minutes and 8 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Shouldn't have been saying those things.
For me to let you back into my life and for us to give this another shot. I think I'm going to need a lot of time to just think about this So I think that we should keep the Arizona home until changes are being made. Leaving med school isn't enough.
Hell yeah.
So
leaving
with
med
that
school is
being
not
said,
enough.
If you are going to live here, what changes are you going to make?
Excellent question, Jen.
Obviously, you can't change overnight. I think this is going to be a long journey. I definitely have a lot of expectations for him this time around, and there's going to be some boundaries and guidelines moving forward.
I'm trusting you that you can show up for me.
Yeah.
I'm trusting you that you'll be on my side. Meaning you won't talk over me, but meaning you'll hear me out, meaning you'll understand and validate me, meaning that you will generally think of me and my feelings before your own feelings, which I know is going to be very, very hard with your personality, but that's what I need. That's what I want. And every woman deserves that.
I don't know who her therapist is, but they cook. Truly. Whoever her therapist is has been doing work. One of the most valuable things that I learned in couples therapy was to get very clear about your specific actionable requests for things to change, because often what we hope for is that we can say, I just want to feel XYZ, and that our partner will understand what that means. Sometimes when we want to feel something and our partner doesn't understand how to make you feel that way, we're sort of like, we're missing each other. So being very specific about the actionable things, the specific moments, right? That's incredibly important. And so I don't know who her therapist is, but snaps and claps for them because they are doing the most. Yeah, I know it's going to be very hard with your personality. That's a statement. Oh, yeah. That's not right. If you know that your partner's personality is directly contrary to you feeling seen and feeling validated, she ate him up without even realizing. Oh boy, it's like funny and also sad. Okay, 21-27, pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
I do believe Jen and I were meant to be together, and I felt that since the day I met her, and I will continue to fight for that as long as she also wants the same. I think a lot of people who are raised in the church are raised in a particular way, and they don't even really realize some of these patterns. I put a lot of pressure on myself and Jen to be a certain way. I'm not currently going to church, and I'm hoping moving forward that we can just be a little bit more authentic to ourselves. Can I have a hug?
You can have a handshake. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Oh, he does not like that.
I love you.
He did not like that at all.
Going through what Dakota and Taylor are going through.
Okay. Okay.
Hi, I'm Taylor.
Already negging her friends. It's just a TikTok. Oh, okay. Let's move along with the music. Just staring at B-roll. Oh, not the Jesus photo. Okay. There's just so much music in between.
Hi. How are you?
Good, how are
You look so cute.
Yeah, right.
You
Thanks.
do. We matched the same vibe.
We
Cozy.
did. Sweats.
Cozy comfort.
Yeah, I'm always in sweats, so that's how it is for me.
How are you
my
feeling?
Not good. I'm like obviously freaking out. Right after Ever was born, Dakota and I were living together and in bliss with our new baby, and I was even considering engagement, and then I learned that he was lying this entire time.
If this is stating that I've cheated on you since I've dated you, not true.
Dakota, he's a liar. Big shocker. So I talked to Jenna earlier this year. Hi, is this Jenna? I just have some questions about you and Dakota. And once I told Taylor about it, she wanted to kind of push back and hold off, especially until she had the baby.
Today, I am meeting with Jenna. I'm ready to finally get the full story from both ends. My point here today is to get clarity on all of it. I have dates down to the T in my brain of what was said and what was done. So I know what he told me and when he was at my house and everything. So I've done a lot of shitty things, and maybe this was my karma, but I feel like I've had my karma already. So I'm like, why am I still getting karma?
I don't think it's karma. I think it's just like, you're like in this space where it's time to like move forward. Should we sit?
Yeah.
We just need to relax for a second.
It's a hard stepping stone. I feel like really sick.
I know, it's gonna be hard, but it's like you need to know this to move forward in either direction. Because you already know what they're gonna be about.
No, I don't. Like, yeah, but I don't.
This will be like the closure you need to like close this chapter.
Okay, this is taking forever. For what it's worth, high control religion has a way of convincing people that bad things that happen to you are your fault or are because you deserve them. That's not true. You didn't do anything to deserve being traumatized. You didn't do anything to deserve being abused, manipulated, lied to, betrayed. None of that is true. And it can feel very real, right? So this is why having a therapist, and especially one that is educated in treating CPTSD, in religious trauma, in betrayal and like control, power-based trauma can be incredibly helpful because that's not true. However, it does feel very true when we're in the middle of it. The pumpkin pillow being upside down. That's funny. Okay, we're at 24:23. And yes, this is at normal speed. I can't speed it up, unfortunately, unless somebody knows something about Hulu that I don't. But there's subtitles, audio, the quality, and autoplay. That's it. So, okay, 24 minutes and 23 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Whether it goes well or bad, it's like at least you know, and it's not going to eat you alive anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for like ripping the Band-Aid off, right?
Life's great.
If Jenna confirms what Dakota has told me, I do feel like we can move forward. But if he is still lying, I'm done.
Don't be a bitch. Kids.
Don't be a bitch.
Okay. Go off, Taylor, with the deep breathing. You love to see it. Just lots of music. We're doing more deep breathing. Somebody's getting out of a Tesla. Boo. Snodly. Jenna's walking up to the door. She's knocking on the door. I'm sure we're going to get more music. Macy's house.
Great.
Okay.
Don't worry. Okay, all good.
No. More music somehow. Okay. We did the open the door, but you still didn't see anything. Still more music somehow. More music. Okay. Come on now. Ew. A royal blue Cybertruck is so embarrassing. Wow, both of those pillows are upside down. Macy's just like, I'll get you some water.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean, how are you?
I can't even tell you how incredibly awkward this is. Like, gosh, I don't even know what to do. I'm like, do I turn a song on? Do we hold hands and sing? Like, what do we do? I don't even know. It's the most awkward thing in my entire life. It's like dead silent.
It's like so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know.
I hate it. But it's not you. It's the situation.
Yeah.
And you're just unfortunately the one that was in the situation.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've like needed this for like so long.
Yeah. And I feel like I have such like so many trust issues and like anxiety and all the things. So like, I just want you to feel good, you know?
Yeah, well, thank you. I knew that there was something off and I just wanted truth.
Yeah, and I would feel the same. I'll show you all the texts and all the things.
Okay, we love transparency.
Yeah, that would actually be great.
Okay. I'm shaking.
Honestly, yeah, I'd be like, let's just start
I'm glad
there.
that Jenna is coming forward and showing her messages because it's not an easy thing to do. It's honestly incredibly awkward. And she basically said she would do it because she wouldn't want to be in Taylor's shoes and she would want to know the truth.
Does anyone want to say anything?
This is gonna take a minute, so honestly, sorry.
Yeah.
You guys can keep talking.
I know, Macy, you don't want to fill the silence. Just say something.
Did you hang out August 3rd? Do you remember?
There was one time we went to the trampoline park. One time we went to the dinosaur museum.
Yeah.
And then one time he came over and we watched a movie.
What did you guys do that day?
What did we say?
It's saying, do you like want to come to me? You sent him your address. No, he said on my way this day.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he said he never hung out with you that day.
Oh, okay. Well.
So he spent the night that night?
I don't know exactly if it was that night. I do know that he spent the night more than once.
Okay.
Honestly,
what did
fair.
you do the first night you spent the night? Did you do anything with him? It says, I really hope you don't hate me. I'm sorry if we went too far last night.
We never had sex, for sure.
It's okay, you can be straight up.
So I feel like we did a little bit more than just making out. I feel like we just probably did maybe hand stuff. I don't even think I would have done it to him though, because being raised Mormon, I just was like, so I'm sinning.
So he's saying, hey, do you want to come over? I'm just hanging with friends. So did you go to him that night?
August 4th?
5th.
No, I didn't go that night.
But clearly he invited you over.
Yeah.
This is taking forever.
He was like texting me all day this day. He came over to your house. And he's saying, thank you for letting me crash at your house. And he came over that night to my house and spent the night and fucked me. So yeah.
Okay.
He apologized for everything, like that night. It's so awful. This is actually so awful. He definitely lied a ton.
So he deleted a lot.
Yeah. Now I get why he was so terrified of all of this. I found out a lot of things that were not being told the truth this entire time. He made it seem like she was the one that was always instigating and begging. No, it was him. He said he had just kissed her on the couch. Nope. He went on the couch. They hooked up on the couch, and then they went to the room. They hooked up. He's trying to hang out with her in the day, respecting her, apologizing because he went too far with her, which he didn't freaking even have sex with her, but he's apologizing to her. Where the fuck is my apology for hurting me that day? I was the night girl that you came over to at night, and you were asking her on dates and telling her cute things. I feel like a piece of fucking trash. In our faith, we were taught to wait for the person that we want to marry and end up with. And I feel like, obviously, if I hadn't been sleeping with him that early on, I don't think I would have been as hurt, and it's why it's a guideline, because it's gonna prevent these types of things from happening.
That's not true. That's not true. Let's not spread misinformation here. You shouldn't have sex before marriage because it helps you to avoid your relationship being bad or whatever. No, no, that's not true. If he were not part of a religious institution that green lights the behavior of men and teaches them that their dominion is supreme above all, I think that would also have probably gone a long way in both of those relationships being less shitty. I saw somebody say, Muthi in Discord said, yay for blaming the guy and not the other woman. Appreciate that. Because that's true. Often in these situations, we tend to have a lot of vitriol for like the other woman. But the truth is that Dakota was the one who lied and violated his agreement to both of them. And Taylor being treated like less good. I don't know. My brain's fucking mush. Taylor not being treated equally is not because she went too far or because she violated church's teachings or whatever. It's because Dakota sucks. That's the answer. Okay, 30 minutes and 10 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
I'm sorry, Jennifer.
No, I'm sorry for yours.
And it's like, not even you. That's what sucks.
So you posted a TikTok with him in your bathroom, and I just had like this feeling in my chest, like, don't trust him, kind of. And I said, are you dating Taylor? And he told me no, it was just for clout. And like, she's just helping me build like my social media.
Wow, that's so incredibly
he was
hurtful.
just saying Taylor for clout.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I hate it.
I just feel horrible for Taylor. Like, it's hard because I don't even know how to comfort her. I just feel for her. Like, I feel the pain that she's feeling, and like, I've never seen her like this.
I'm over here asking him to hang out, and he's lying and saying I can't. And he's like texting her to hang out and saying Jenna begged me.
Jenna's just like,
sound desperate. And he's the one texting you.
But at least you know now, like, your feelings were right. It's valid what you were feeling this whole time.
How do you do this?
It's okay. You're so strong. I know.
okay, honestly, Macy didn't do a terrible job of comforting her, though, because often in these situations, people will try to, like, please stop, like, be quiet. And her just reinforcing that, like, your feelings were right, how you felt was valid, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's a very nice thing to say. Just kind of being present with your friend.
Well, she's about to have 3.
Hello.
Hey. It's a very nice thing to do.
I definitely missed the friendships that came with Mom Talk. I'm really hoping to be able to reconnect with Whitney. I've known Whitney for a few years now, and I did see her at the Cowboy Pillows event, but it has been a while since we've really been around one another.
You look amazing.
You look amazing. After the Cowboy Pillows event, I'm not sure where I stand with everybody, so I'm starting with Whitney. I cannot believe it's as toasty as
I
it is.
know. I was like, so.
It's a Literally choice. Put all of us in hoodies.
No,
I'm like,
seriously. I'm like, I'm not even wearing anything under this.
Not my kids aren't either.
I'm like, I'm sweating.
I at least have a tank top.
Gosh, I know. I mean, I guess I could lay out in my bra.
There you go. I am one of the Mom Talk OGs. Taylor definitely, I feel like, ran the show. I think she's definitely the best at that. But Taylor had no plans of doing it by herself. So I came, I first invited Whitney, and then it just kind of snowballed.
Isn't Coco the same age as Liam?
She just turned 3.
Oh my gosh, that's insane because I remember making videos when you were pregnant.
Isn't that wild?
I totally get why everyone's questioning and weird that Miranda's coming back into the fold right now, but like genuinely, I just feel like I can relate with her because she obviously needed that time and is now having the courage or strength or whatever to come back. And also, can we please have a new villain? That person cannot be me.
The Cowboy Pillows thing, like they thought that you were still lying
about the swinging scandal.
I don't think that's a conversation I would want to have with the other girls.
No, and honestly, it's none of our business,
Exactly.
so who cares?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that I'm just like, I've always wanted to resolve it with just Taylor because it's like, even though she felt the need to do it, like, come out and do it online.
Yeah.
I'm also like, I would rather not solve it all online because there has been so much online.
That's like like, have we not learned our lesson yet? Holy hell.
And I really just, honestly, overall, I just want it to be like with the rest.
I know.
I'm like, Taylor, girl, we've got to get you out of 2022.
Yeah.
Obviously, things were a little awkward at the event. So I am hosting a happy hour at my house just to kind of break the ice. I kind of want to really get more of a feel if the girls are open to the idea of me rejoining Mom Talk or not. And I invited Whitney because I would love to have a friend's support.
I'm curious.
Okay, a couple of things. I do think the take that the specifics of what took place sexually or otherwise between 2 or more people is not necessarily anyone else's business unless they have an interest in sharing. I do think that that's true, right? And I think I just didn't want to work it out online, so now I want to work it out on a TV show. Feels like a very transparent excuse, right? I don't know that I really believe that. And also, if you publicly come out and say things that make someone look like a liar or make someone look bad, and they want an apology from you for having done that, I don't think that's necessarily being stuck in the past, right? Saying, I don't want to be friends with you, or I don't want to have anything to do with you unless you're willing to take accountability for your past behavior is not living in the past. This is a common thing that happens where people will say, like, it's not that deep or you need to move on. No, it's okay if it is that deep, actually, because sometimes it is, and that's fine. You are very allowed and entitled to say, I am setting limits around who is in my space, around who I'm sharing space and time and energy with, unless those people are willing to be accountable for their mistakes, unless those people are willing to be open and honest with me. And if you're not willing to do that, then that's fine. We just will not share space and not have a relationship with one another. That's not you being crazy. The only crime of the swinging thing is that they clearly didn't establish boundaries for it before they started. Yes. Yeah, please let this be a PSA that if you are going to partake in any kind of group sexual encounter, I guess, or more than two people. I mean, well, generally. If you're going to take part in any sexual behavior with anyone, set clear boundaries beforehand. It's incredibly important. It's part of good practice, and also part of true consent. Okay, 34:38. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
I'm curious to see where time takes us. Like, the fact that you're coming back, I wonder if someone will leave.
I'll make my own mom talk with my kids.
Please don't do that. Exploiting your children for clout's not funny, and it's not cute. It is actually incredibly harmful to them. We talked about this.
It's a flex.
Oh God, not this. I hate scary things.
So fun. I'm so scared.
No.
I can't wait
No,
to see
no,
Michaela
no,
pee her pants. Have you guys gone to haunted houses before?
I love this shit. I do it every year. I've been to many haunted houses. I love being scared. I don't really know if the church has a strong stance against it, but I do know that anything satanic that can invite in bad spirits is frowned upon. So haunted houses are probably the more playful side of that.
You're gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine.
My mom literally never took me to haunted houses ever.
Because they suck.
I hate haunted houses so much. They give me the worst vibes.
You're gonna be fine. Just close your eyes.
I don't know why I'm paying for these people to make my skin crawl when Whitney does it for free.
If you're scared, you guys, I really don't like this. Oh God, this is going in my mouth. I just got an STD.
Okay.
Daddy. I feel like I'm gonna have a whole not kidding.
Hi, Raspberry Talia. Bye, Raspberry Talia.
That's it. I'm going back to church.
Honestly, do we have strong feelings about me fast forwarding through this? Because I fucking hate this shit. You know what? I don't even know why I asked. I'm just going to fast forward through this shit because I love you guys so very much, but I'm not watching that. Okay. 36:32. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Talk survive. We got 2 saints and 2 sinners. Who's gonna win?
We're gonna pull you guys to the dark side.
Oh, speaking of, can we bring up happy hour? Yeah, can we talk about that first? Yeah, why are we all invited?
So Miranda DM'd us on Instagram out of the blue, all of the MomTok girlies, and she wants to have us over for a happy hour. I don't understand why she's trying so hard to reach out now when she had 3 years to do it and never cared to.
Because she
Just
is
kidding,
a
I know
clout
why.
chaser. Yeah.
Because she wants that bag, baby. I think
But
she
also,
burnt her
so do
bridges,
all of
and
you.
now she sees how well MomTok is doing, and now she's just coming on back in at a convenient time, isn't she? But we can't let people in who just want clout.
Anyone that comes in at this point is clout chasing. That's just is what it is.
As
Are
opposed
you
to
guys
what
gonna
y'all
go?
are doing, which is totally
I
not
don't
clout
really
chasing
want
at
to.
all.
Michaela's like, am I forced to go?
I'm like, anyway. And you're like, I don't know why we're even entertaining any of this shit.
For us, it's like, why would we want to have you back in, you know?
I'm curious like what she'll say though, because I feel like the other day at the event, we were all shocked by what she was saying.
Oh, I was having none of it. I was like,
I feel like you guys were kissing her ass.
What? Well, okay, I don't know Miranda, so that's the thing is I don't know how to act.
it's not me kissing ass or me being like, oh, I really want to give you a chance. It's that I literally don't give a shit about anything other than the truth.
I want to hear both sides, if I'm being honest.
Also, I'm not ever going to be the type of person that is just going to be like, a bitch to be a bitch. Like, I want to.
No, I get that.
No one's being
No
a
one
bitch,
is.
but also, again, like Whitney, it's a consequence of your own actions. If you're gonna lie and then throw Taylor under the bus for 2 years, then obviously we're gonna give it back.
It was so
Is
weird.
it a lie though? I would love to sit down Taylor and
Me
Miranda
too.
together.
Yes, we took
and
it out.
just
We've
hot
never
seat
heard
both
the
of them.
story from both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Which, who knows how that's gonna go, because
so
they're
excited.
different stories.
We're gonna bring our popcorn and we're
What
just
if
gonna
they
watch.
What if they just start
Oy.
making out?
I absolutely think that truth is the basis of trust. So they need to sit down and have this conversation and completely hash this out, especially if Miranda's going to be welcomed back into the fold. It's hard because I feel like there's always her side, and then the truth. So I kind of want to just get to the bottom of it, because if Taylor was lying, that's a big deal.
No, thank you. For what it's worth, I think this group of women is a very particular breed. And especially in this day and age, there are a lot of women, femme folks, AFAB folks that are a lot more inclusive. Okay, can we stop stowing the kids on the TV?
Come on, why do you
inclusive,
have the baby?
kind.
Dakota had to go to work.
You know.
Why didn't he call me?
I don't know.
Well, he didn't even ask me, so that's really weird.
Oh, I know.
After everything with Jenna, I call him like, you lied like way more than I had thought. There was way more messages deleted. And I was like, how did you do this? Like, how have you done this to me? I was kind of like looking for some sort of like explanation. At the end of the day, there's just not. Like, what is done is done. All he can say is like, I'm sorry. At that point, I distanced myself. For me, it was just, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear the excuses.
Cute. How are you feeling, by the way? Oh, I'm better.
I'm so sorry. I don't have the best memory sometimes. Yeah, Taylor's mom looks like a different person. Hello? Hi, Carolina. I wanted to say hello and enjoy the show and jump out for dinner. Much love. Thanks, Carolina. People like this are why I struggle to want to be friends. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. Plastic surgery. But also her hair looks exactly like Taylor's. This feels very emotionally immature parents. This feels like I can't stand not being in the limelight and need to be as much like my child if they're getting more attention than me as possible. Give it 2 seconds. Okay, sorry. Okay, hold on. We'll rewind for a second because they're in the middle of a sentence. 33:39. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Not like what is done is done. All he can say is like, I'm sorry. At that point, I distanced myself. For me, it was just, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear the excuses.
Cute. How are you feeling, by the way? Oh, I'm better. Does my face look okay?
Yeah. Is your swelling's going
like
down?
going
now.
down.
So
Yeah.
swollen. How's it feeling?
It's feeling okay. Do I look okay?
Yeah.
Do I look funny?
No, you just look really swollen, so you look different. But like, I think once it goes down, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But you look good, and I love your nose.
Oh, I love it too.
So my mom wanted to get a nose job and then got her whole face done. When I saw her post-surgery, I was like, Mom, what did you do? She looked like she got hit by a bus.
Do I look your age? I wouldn't go that far.
But she's healing well. And if she feels great, great. Hi, buddy. You too.
This is what she looks like now for any of you that saw her last season. It's pretty drastic. Hold on, they just showed a before and after. Okay, with the sparklies. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Yeah. Before, after. That made me look like my daughter. Yeah. Do I look your age is a wild thing to say. The devil works hard, but Ozempic works harder. Jesus. I just, I am not necessarily one to talk, I guess, because I don't really wear makeup or, I don't know that I necessarily understand the plastic surgery thing because I haven't really done that other than to get a breast reduction. But for what it's worth, aging is not a bad thing. Looking like a person who is your age is not a bad thing. Being a fat person is not a bad thing. Wrinkles, smile lines, crow's feet, gray hair. None of those are bad things or things to be embarrassed about. Oh my God. Em said I'm getting ads now that literally say normalize using GLP-1 injections to lose 15 pounds and I hate it so much. Also, for what it's worth, I'm not trying to judge or shame anybody who takes or uses Ozempic or Wegovy or GLP-1 injections, whatever. I don't think it's fair to police people's reaction to trying to feel like they, trying to lessen the marginalization that they're experiencing by wanting to not live in a larger body, right? people's response to marginalization is their business, and I don't think it's fair to police that. And the normalization of GLP-1 injections is not something that is going to end well. I also want to remind people that it's not like a quick fix. It's not a thing that you can just quickly change your life and then never have to deal with it, especially if you're a person whose body has found a set point in a larger body or at a higher weight, that you will likely have to be on a maintenance dose of Ozempic or Wegovy or whatever for a long time, if not forever, right? It's not, oh, just take a few injections for 2 weeks and then you're fine. Sometimes you might actually have to be on that maintenance dose forever, which it's not a quick fix. It's not an easy way out. Like the medical use of something like this, especially for the long term, is something that we don't necessarily have a lot of data about how that will impact you, right? And also, it's a drug that is meant to treat folks with diabetes. And so the fixation with it creates some real problems as far as the supply chain is concerned for folks who need the medication to live. So again, I'm not trying to police what anybody does with their body medically, and I want to invite you to remember that you are perfectly worthy and good exactly the way that you are, and that you do not need to feel like a pressure or a normalization around things like weight loss drugs, because historically, time and time again, like we can see that this is not, it doesn't end well, right? The cultural and societal fixation with thinness. Yeah, just, ugh. Okay. Let's keep going. All right, we're fast forwarding by 10 seconds. 10 more seconds. Okay, 40 minutes and 27 seconds. Pressing play. Almost forgot the overlay. Punky, thank you for the 5 more memberships. Let's see, Cryptid Sarah, E Unhinged, Myra V Cells, and Bee-Boo and Katie. Welcome to the McNugs, you guys. Thanks, Pumpkin, for 5 more. Hold on. It's actually really upsetting when I see someone post weight loss content, and I think they're I'll find some good healthy eating exercise content and it ends up being GLP-1. Yes, Puckleberry. Also, the amount of creators who were talking about being plus size, being comfortable in their bodies, being body positive people who then are surprised posting weight loss content because they started taking GLP-1 injections is so, it's just really upsetting to me. It honestly, like, I know this sounds parasocial, and it is to some degree, but it makes me sad and hurts my feelings, honestly. Feeling like somebody is advocating for something that, you know, positively benefits you and a community that you care about, to find out that, oops, you know, all of a sudden now we don't believe that anymore. It sucks. It's sad. Okay. Anyways, let's keep going. Sorry. 40 minutes, 27 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
She feels great. Great. Hi, buddy. He's so cute. Oh, I'm sorry, baby.
I think he's teething.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. I met up with Jenna.
Yeah.
It's just all the lying that really hurts. I feel like I fell in love with like someone that like doesn't exist. He's not the guy that I thought. Like, at all.
Now it's like, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
And
that blanket.
I have a bad feeling about what her mom's gonna say.
I feel like I just can't like even try. Like, I feel like the only thing I've ever asked of Dakota is to be honest.
Yeah.
That is the only thing.
If he was to walk away, like, could you handle it?
I choose walking away then. These things I just found out. It's gonna be awful.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't want that. But I am not gonna settle. I had a stepdad growing up, but I've always called him dad because he adopted me at 2 and he's been the father throughout my life, so he's my dad. But I think my trust issues stem from my biological father leaving me at a young age, and I think that's why I'm so stuck. I met my dad once. My mom took me to a restaurant. I don't know, how old was I? 4 maybe? And he sees me and he's like, "What's up, kid?" And that's literally like all he says to me, and I remember like turning around and going back to my booth. I had never heard from my dad after that day. That has stuck with me more than I ever thought. when you feel like you're not loved by your dad, and that's the only words he has to say to you. I don't know. I think there's just a wound there that's been there for a very long time that I've never addressed, and that's why I'm probably fixating on shit. I'm like really angry. Like I'm like asking God, I'm like, why this too? Like, why this too? Like, I came into this relationship wanting it to be different and like loyal and good. I feel used and played and like trash. Like, why am I still on this couch crying like a year later? It's so annoying.
That's valid.
I'm
Heard
sorry.
And I didn't even see it coming. It just sucks.
No.
Bye, Ashley. Thanks for coming.
Oh. I'm like angry. So what do you do?
You keep trying. I really wish you would have thought of things before you got pregnant from him. Just like we said, you know, like, take your time. Because
I could not be in the same room as this woman. Can we roll the clip, please, of her mom saying things about how she should stay with Dakota and she should be with him, and continuing to encourage her to go back and go back and go back and go back with him, only to now be like, well, I wish you would have thought of this. What are you talking about? Ooh, this is holy enmeshment issues, Batman. That too. This is classic emotionally immature parent, because instead of acknowledging that mom likely had a part in encouraging Taylor to stay with someone who sucks, it's, well, this is your fault, right? I can't admit that I have done anything wrong. I was never a part of this. I wish you would have thought of this, blah, 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 blah. Because to acknowledge that you've done something wrong feels fatal to an emotionally immature person and somebody who has like a low emotional intelligence. This is that. Did she say we got pregnant? Hold on. Let's rewind.
you keep trying. I really wish you would have thought of things before you got pregnant from him, just like we said.
The subtitles say you. I suspect that something got franken-cut together. I think there was something in between those two statements that got, and they probably faded one audio in and one audio up, which is why it sounds wonky. But regardless, mom saying things about, you know, you should have done this, you should have done that. Like I said, no. No. Ugh. Yeah, me too. Okay. They're 4301. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
You know, like, take your time, because it hurts everybody, like not just you. You have 3 kids now, and you need to focus and put their lives in front of yours, you and Dakota. Like, this needs to be your priority. That's a foundation of our lives, is our family. If anything that the LDS church has, like, that foundation of a family is something that I strongly believe in. Your generation, I think, is just like, okay, it's not working, see you later. And it's...
I literally hate all of this. I hate all of this. A, because she is not one to talk, given that she is not in a relationship with the man who is Taylor's biological father, like we just talked about, so it's fine for her. But B, that I want to point out, as Taylor starts crying and having an emotional response to this very difficult situation, now all of a sudden, mom is saying, well, I wish you would have thought of this. I wish you would have taken it slow like we told you to, and then starts crying. This is the classic, like, I can't deal with you having emotional needs. I can't deal with you having a reaction to something that I participated in having hurt you. So, but look at me, right? It hurts everybody, not just you. And now I'm crying because I care about, you know, what the LDS teachings are in your generation, blah, 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 blah. This is what it looks like to have an emotionally immature mother who weaponizes her emotions and who cannot deal with the reality of the situation, right? She's literally flipping and reversing. We're reversing her own daughter instead of being empathic or supportive or even just sitting in silence. We're now saying, actually, this is your fault and you've hurt me. Won't anyone consider how your partner cheating on you that you stayed with because I told you to? Can't you think about how difficult this is for me? No, we can't, because that's not what the point is. 43:31. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Not like that. It's like,
but it hasn't been working for 2 years.
I know, but still, Taylor, you need to try.
No, she doesn't. Is Dakota trying?
I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss right now. I do love Dakota,
No.
but at the same time, I won't ever be able to trust you. And so now it's like, what do we have?
Nothing.
So I
And
am
that's
going
a
to tell
fair-
him, please don't come back home. You are immediately out of my house, because the only way we're ever going to work out is if you let me breathe for a minute.
This woman, Taylor's mother, is truly the worst. It's one thing to be betrayed by a romantic partner, but another to have your parent say that they think that you don't deserve to walk away from a romantic partner who made you feel like shit and who betrayed you.
So just fill all this out.
Thank you. What do you want me to put, married or separated?
Depends on the day.
Oh.
We'll put married for today.
For today, I can put.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on in.
Zach and I will definitely have a lot to work
We're
on.
going to therapy.
And ketamine therapy is supposed to reset a lot of past traumas or habits you've created. Ketamine is in the gray area when it comes to the church. Yeah, the church does.
These people will do anything except for see an evidence-based secular therapist. This, when I tell you the rage that's bubbling up inside of me. Woo! Okay. This just pisses me the fuck off. Especially because traditional therapy, right? Talk therapy, regardless of the modality that we're using, but traditional therapy that isn't ketamine based would require Zach to speak frankly about the things he needs to take accountability for. And I suspect that that was likely a driving force behind why we did this instead of going to a traditional therapist, even one who was sponsored by or like approved of, right? Like on the list from the Mormon church, which that's not great either. But we're choosing to do something that is still in the gray area of what the Mormon church allows, instead of going to a therapist that isn't part of the Mormon church's little list, which would also be in probably not the gray area, but still not exactly allowed. But instead of doing that, we're doing this. That's the thing, is that I could understand to some degree saying, well, you know, the church provides us with a list, the Department of Families or whatever, they provide us with a list. And so that's why we went to go see that therapist, right? Still not great, because a lot of those therapists have problematic teachings, leanings, right? But instead of even doing that, we're openly choosing to do something that's not exactly approved of by the church, but still won't actually create any meaningful change in the relationship. I just cryotherapy. Okay, I can't wait. All right, 44:54, pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Doesn't promote ketamine, but it's definitely not like a commandment. Zach trying ketamine is a pure example of how much he's willing to do to show up for a relationship.
No, it is not. No, it is not. Also, let's be clear. This is not me saying that if you have done ketamine therapy or if you've tried ketamine therapy that you're inherently a bad or shitty person. It's just that, generally speaking, it's one of those things that's part of an emerging field of research similar to similar to therapy that's grounded in the use of hallucinogenics, right? It's not to say that it's inherently bad, and that there is some new research that seems promising, I suppose, right? And generally speaking, we want to encourage people to start at the beginning, right? Oftentimes, modalities like this are typically going to be recommended for somebody that has treatment-resistant mental illness, or somebody who has medication-resistant mental illness, right? Sure, yeah, it can be good for some things, and it's not necessarily what I would champion as a first-line approach for a couple who likely has room to make very meaningful progress by simply attending traditional couples therapy, right? Sit down with a mediator, get honest, and work your shit out. That's not it's a tried and tested modality for a reason. It's not to say that all couples therapists are the same, right? Of course, especially one that's part of the Mormon church is likely going to champion things like never get a divorce. That's not great. And it's just, it's mind-boggling to me that this was our first line of defense. What if we just wanted to be a one and done? Exactly. Okay, hold on. Often when they pay, they make them sign a paper that says their therapist can discuss it with their bishop too. Oh, terrible. Yeah, confidentiality in therapeutic services that are sort of endorsed by the Mormon church is tenuous at best. Okay. 4509. Oh, True to Lulu. We have talked about couples therapy on the channel before. I think we ended up having to do most of the episodes on Patreon only, or in the Discord server only, because they kept getting copyrighted. But we might have a couple of the replays here on YouTube. Okay, 4509. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
This reminds me of when I used to donate plasma.
Is it too late to back out now?
Yep, a little bit. You started.
Never thought we'd get to this point.
That's not an appropriate thing to say. The answer is always no.
It's hitting me right now.
Okay. Why are we watching them do this also? This is not helpful.
Will you come cuddle next to me once you're done?
Okay. I know the edit.
Okay, Zach, I'm just gonna take your IV out now.
Were we out for a long time?
I can't remember.
I'm gonna come over and give you a hug. Whoa.
I just had some memories of when we first started dating. It truly felt like you were like my missing piece.
When we were in Hawaii, when we were like running through like the coffee fields, I was thinking, I was like, I would literally give anything in the world to relive that day.
Literally. This is giving like we got high for the first time.
Yeah.
This is not helpful.
Jen and I do love each other, and we are a team, and it's easy when you get back to the root of why you love each other. Being able to relive some of those memories and think about some of those times I've had with Jen, yeah, I just kind of realized just how special she is to me.
A month before I met you, I remember kneeling down and praying out to God to help me find my person. And
okay,
he led me to you.
Okay, couple of things. So, first of all, there is a cliche in therapy that is oft repeated, but because it's true, sometimes love is not enough, right? You can love somebody very, very, very much, but if your relationship is not healthy, functional, or realistically able to continue in the future, then ultimately that love can amount to nothing more than love. And that's not to say that you didn't love them enough. It's not to say that you didn't try hard enough, but simply loving somebody, simply having a nostalgia for the early days of a relationship when things were simple does not mean that your relationship is suddenly fixed, right? This is also my frustration with things like this, is that we have a very strong emotional response to something like this, right? That can feel a little bit, it can feel very convincing, right? This nostalgia, this strong emotional reaction. But what does that mean about Zach's issues with being controlling? What does that mean about Zach's issues with gambling, about his misogyny, about his lack of care and compassion for Jen, for her friends, about the things that he said, about the fact that from her own mouth, his personality makes it difficult for him to not be in control all the time? What about those things, right? We have not addressed any of those things, and that's not helpful, right? The love and the compassion and the nostalgia that you feel is no less real, but to simply use that as a crutch to hobble your relationship forward and to just try not to look at the problematic things that exist now, currently, is not going to lead you anywhere good. It just, yes, you can reminisce and still break up. Okay. The other thing is that this, I was praying to God a week before I met you, and then he brought me to you. I am confident that Jen felt down and prayed for a partner or asked God to lead her to a partner, to a husband, to happiness many, 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 many times before this. And it didn't lead to a partner, right? So simply because she prayed and then met Zach does not mean that it was necessarily a spiritual intervention. It's entirely possible that it just worked out that way. And this is not to discount people's religious experiences, right? I'm not trying to say that all religious experiences amount to nothing. And using that as the basis for remaining in a relationship that has been portrayed in a way that makes it look abusive, again, is not a good enough reason to maintain contact and a legal and financial tie to someone who seems to be committed to behaving in ways that are contrary to your safety and best interest. I just think it's very important to openly discuss things like this, because especially like nostalgia, religious experiences that are very emotional can all contribute to us continuing to participate in behavior patterns that are dysfunctional, which is, again, a problem. And it's quite frankly, it's unsafe, not just for Jen, but also for her children. I think the reason is it's this hard, like divorce in the church, is because if you have a temple marriage, a legal divorce is not a temple divorce. Oh, yes. Yeah, I know that we've talked about that before. There's like many processes that you have to participate in. So I don't want to discount how difficult this is for her. And for the sake of educating, please don't let yourself be gaslighted by nostalgia and strong emotions if you're in a situation that is abusive and unsafe for you. Or at the very least, like, talk about it. Know that you're not crazy for still feeling like maybe this is not helpful and I want to talk to my safe people about it, right? If you're having doubts, I want to encourage you to not discount your doubts because of things like this. That's all I'm saying. Okay, 4718. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
I want to fight for you, and I will always fight for you.
How? By doing what?
Too.
Okay. That's...
So do you still plan on meeting up with Demi and Jesse?
It's important for me that Zach makes peace with Jesse and Demi, because I feel like tossed in the middle. I just want to squash everything and resolve a lot of the resentment I think they're holding about Zach.
Might be a good time, after ketamine. Might be in the right
headspace to talk to them. Yeah. If they're really your best friends and they really care about you,
they really are,
then it's important that we have that conversation.
Okay. He is so frustrating. If they really are your friends and they really care about you, then I guess I can talk to him. Okay, it's just Dakota on packing his closet. Just packing away with some bullshit suspenseful music underneath.
Gonna just move into a friend's house for like a little bit till I can figure out what to do.
Wow.
I don't know, it just sucks.
Dakota has
When
aged
I saw Macy call Jenna
25 years.
I don't know, I just didn't want more problems. So I actually decided to tell Taylor, like, yeah, we just made out. We like dry humped. I fell asleep with her on the couch. The thing that I left out that was like a big one was just that we were in a room, because I knew that one would hurt her. I deleted some messages that if she was to like read those, I thought that would essentially make me lose her and my son.
So you lied, is what you're saying. So you lied, you did not provide your partner factual information, and you intentionally hid things that would look bad for the purpose of not losing your partner and losing your contact with your child, which is a lie and manipulation. You can you can dress this up all you like, but a bag of dog shit is still a bag of dog shit. It doesn't matter if you put a ribbon on the outside saying I didn't want to hurt her, or, you know, I knew that this was going to look bad, or I didn't want to lose her and my son. Okay. What does that have to do with anything, though? You still ultimately lied. Also, the use of the phrase dry hump is very teenage. Okay, 49:26. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
I did lie. I was always doing it selfishly to protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish I was honest to her, but it's too late.
I'm sorry, I just don't feel bad for him. I can understand that this is emotionally difficult, and I have a hard time feeling as though this is like a surprise to him.
Is our son's so perfect.
What does that have to do with
I feel a lot
anything?
of guilt for him too. Just feeling like I let him down.
Yeah, maybe you should
I
sit
would
with that.
do anything to have my family, to be with Taylor. And yeah, unfortunately, I hurt her really bad, and that I screwed up, and that these are all.
Okay, this is so dramatic. Also, let's just be very clear, co-parenting is a completely common thing that lots of people do successfully, even amiably, and that you can still very much have your family, but just not be in a romantic relationship because you lied. You fucked up, take the L. That's just the simple truth of it. It's not that he's not allowed to have feelings about this, but if it is in the consequences of my own actions thing is just, it's a valid feeling, and it's not a reason, enough of a reason, that Taylor should be forced or encouraged to have him in her life still. Also, sometimes when we experience a feeling of guilt or sadness about having done something that is shitty, like lying to someone that we care about, sometimes that's an important feeling for us to sit with, right? That feeling is a teacher. You have violated some of your core values and beliefs, which sucks. It feels really bad. And learn from that. Sit with that. Remember what that feels like and make changes moving forward. It is not Taylor's job to agree to be in a relationship with him again, to rescue him from his feelings of guilt, because ultimately, I think for him, my guess, again, based on this very curated and edited show, my guess is that Taylor being in a relationship with him, like agreeing to get back together with him, would allow him to escape the guilt and in his mind to sort of wipe the slate clean, which is not how that should work. Ultimately, I think this man, in order to learn something from this experience, should be given some space to sit with those emotions, to learn from that, to make some changes and to move forward, right? It is not her job to rescue him from this and to try to to allow him to try to wipe the slate clean by just saying like, never mind, we don't have to talk about that anymore, right? Okay, 50 minutes and 30 seconds. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
So consequences of my own actions. I'm just sick of.
Yeah, good.
I'm sick of hurting, and I'm sick of like destroying things in my life.
So learn from
due
that.
to myself.
I feel like I keep pausing it right before he says the things that I'm going to say.
I've loved the most out of anybody.
Well, clearly.
Fighting for.
With the fighting for thing. Can we just.
I'm going to do.
By how? By doing what? I just don't. Okay. Okay. I love that instead of saying, I'm going to work on myself so that I never do this again, it's, I'm going to try to fight for this person.
At my house, there's definitely some nerves there.
Convincing them to get back together.
I know that
with me.
there is a lot of speculation about my intentions of rejoining MomTok. One of the biggest is because I'm a single mom now, and what I really am craving and wanting back is that support and that friendship. But I know that I'm going to kind of have to win these girls over, and I get it, but I for sure feel like I'm walking into a lion's den.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
We got a little mocktail situation going on here.
Let's say MomTok on it.
What the hell? I'm eating the M. MomTok's going to shit, so I might as well just eat it. Walking in to see.
Also, I love the, oh, I'm just setting some stuff on this grazing table, as if she definitely did not hire a company to put that together. Like, ma'am, she did not put that together herself. That's how the time and all eternity stuff can be a selling point for people like that. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. 51:52. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Miranda's cheese spread that she's made for us, and this cheese words that said MomTok. I can't. The smell of desperation. Oh, Lord.
Stop it.
Honestly, fair enough, though.
Looks like I'm just gonna open it.
I'm surprised to see Whitney here. I'm just gonna have to play the game of just like stay away from Whitney.
No one is surprised.
I do feel
by
this sense of protectiveness around MomTok, and I do feel like we need to protect it from people like Whitney and maybe Miranda, who might have ulterior motives. I don't want one more problem bleeding into the health of MomTok.
Okay, to me.
My best friend's here.
Help yourself.
Thank you. I'm coming to this event today because I'm really loving building this relationship with Miranda. Not that I'm...
For what it's worth. Also, in friend groups where there's a lot of people, we can sometimes have competing interests. I want to remind everybody that it's no one's job to play referee. Sometimes, sure, right? We can help people to understand one person's perspective if maybe we're missing it or whatever. But this sort of like, I'm protective of our group, and so I want everybody to mesh together. You can release yourself of that expectation. Everybody who is involved is an adult, and if they want to work it out, they're going to work it out. But otherwise, trying to do this thing where we like meddle everybody together and try to get everybody to be friends, sometimes people are not going to be friends, and that's fine, right? Our friend group can have smaller groups amongst it where, you know, these people are closer with these people and those people are closer with these people. And everybody being in this like big, giant, cohesive, happy family all the time is not a realistic expectation. And that is fine. That's fine. I think Demi's fixation with wanting everybody to, you know, play nice is probably going to lead to bigger problems. How many episodes are we watching? Just the one. We have already been streaming for 2.5 hours, so just the one for today. We're almost done. We have 6 minutes left of this episode. I'm way behind on stream, but my cats' names are Midnight and Marshmallow. I named them based on the very first things that popped into my head when I looked at them. That's really cute. Okay, let's keep going. 52:47. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
a swinger, but we have a lot of other things in common. We've got 2 kids. We're very level-headed people, and I just want to support her because I'm sure they're about to have a really awkward conversation.
Should we leave and get food?
Honestly, yes. When did you go into labor with your other 2?
Were you
I
early
had
or
to
were
get
you?
induced for
Oh, with
everyone.
both?
Yeah,
Really?
I'm excited to because like I'm done. Like, I
Oh, you're
know
done
that I'm
with 3 and done.
I always say 3's the new 6 in Utah.
Right?
I don't know what to think about Miranda and Whitney's new relationship. I just feel like their whole friendship seems a little bit phony right now. And I honestly think it just came from a place of they're both trauma bonding over
That's not what trauma bonding
ruining
is.
friendships with everyone and leaving MomTok.
Is this your house? No. It's so cute.
Thank you.
What did I miss?
Nothing yet.
The vibes are just off. And I think it's because Michaela, Layla, and Macy are against Miranda joining MomTok because they're Team Taylor. But to be honest, I actually don't mind Miranda, and she's a single mother. So as a woman, I don't see why we can't support her.
We can also move, if you guys are done eating, we can move over to the couch so you guys don't have to sit on the back of the couch.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm shocked you're still showing up to MomTok stuff. After,
really?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
after everything.
That's a crazy thing to
Also,
say.
I feel like Vegas, I don't know if I can trust anyone.
Yeah.
Just because, like, no one was there.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally reached out to everyone in the group message. You weren't in the group message, so you didn't see this. I basically said, like, hey, you guys, like, I'm struggling right now. Zach and I are struggling. I would appreciate it if you didn't feed into any of the negativity online right now.
Yeah.
Just while we're figuring stuff out. No one responded.
Oh gosh.
So it's just sucky.
Ma'am, why are you not telling your friends about this?
Hello. Come on in.
See, this is what I'm saying.
I
like,
decided
that
to come
sucks.
to Miranda's happy hour because I am trying to take control of my life. 1, separating from Dakota, and 2, I'm curious what she has to say to the group because if she decides to pull some
cute.
lies out, I will
a
be there
cute
to set
cat
it
name.
straight, but I will not be called a liar when I'm not a liar. I'm done with that.
Macy.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, it's after like the one.
Like, how do we bring up having a conversation?
It's like too many people. I don't want to be like rude, but I also like if you're the one inserting yourself into our group now, like I feel like we almost have to like say how we feel.
No, you don't.
Triggering.
No, you do not.
Memories.
Oh,
Like what kind of memory?
Wait, who's Lacey?
Now's the time to prance. So clearly there's a conversation to be had.
Yeah. Between Taylor and Miranda.
No, I think everyone.
Oh,
Let's do it.
well, I guess my first question is, what was the intention between inviting all of us over here? Like, I'm genuinely curious because we haven't really talked to you in like 2 years.
Right.
I was kind of like,
Oh,
I
thank
just
you,
would like
Biwak.
to have you.
Hold on, pause. I forgot. Yeah. Trauma bonding is not when you two both go through a traumatic thing and then bond over that. That's bonding over trauma. There's not really like an official word for that, but that's bonding over your trauma, right? Trauma bonding is when a victim of abuse forms this particular type of bond with the person who has abused them, right? So this can happen in childhood with an abusive parent who creates this very intense and emotionally codependent and enmeshed relationship with the child. This can happen when somebody is a victim of DV. Obviously, there's different configurations of that, but trauma bonding happens when perpetrator forms a bond with the victim, right? Yeah, sort of like Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, that's the sort of like culturally more often used phrase. But bonding, because you've both been through a trauma, is simply bonding over trauma. It is not a big deal, right? It's not a sin to misuse the term. And it's just one of those things as a clinician that like, it's a bit of an eye twitch for me. It's not the same. Excuse. Okay. All right. I missed some of what they said. So we're rewinding. 5:54:24. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Well, I guess my first question is, what was the intention between inviting all of us over here? Like, I'm genuinely curious because we haven't really talked to you in like 2 years.
Right.
I was kind of like, I just would like to have you guys over to kind of like clear the air, have it be like an icebreaker. I really want to put everything behind us and move forward.
I feel like it all just comes down to timing again. I just feel like convenient timing to come back in and be like, oh, I'm ready to be friends again. Everything feels kind of fake to me about it. Even the conversation we had just the other day at the event, it was like, oh, we only kissed. And I was like, well, that's not what we had at all either.
It's frustrating when someone's lying through their teeth. And because you're threatening my relationship with all of my girls and MomTok, I hope that the girls will have my back because it's gonna get messy, for sure.
But also, she signed a contract to be on the show, so clearly y'all know. Okay. Do we want to watch the coming up this season? Please sound off. This isn't a fun party. It's a tribunal. I've definitely been misusing the phrase good to know. Oh yeah, Luca. It's like I said, it's not a mortal sin. It's just a pet peeve for me. I don't need the coming up personally. Okay. Yes. In the Discord one. Low-key annoyed by those. I know, Allie. Sometimes I feel like they spoil stuff too. Part of why it can take so many attempts to leave an abusive relationship. Yes, B-Walk, because the bond is very intense. Yes. Okay, it seems like the prevailing thought is yes, so we're gonna watch it. We might cut some of it because of the music, but we'll see. All right, 56:36. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
What I'm hearing is you deserve what you got.
You're saying I was trash when you guys are together. It's eating you alive.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
MomTok. Within this group, there are so many secrets, so many lies.
Did you ask her about the confession that Macy got?
I slept with Demi's husband last year.
This is not what we were a year ago.
Seems like everybody's got skeletons in the closet.
Who's lying to us?
The only time I touched anyone was kissing.
That is a lie.
Is that true or false?
That is 100% a blatant lie.
And the crap that I've been through for defending you and your actions.
This is our marriage. This isn't a game.
I gave consent for your husband to rub his little dick on me.
Okay, well, this escalated quickly.
Oh. Dear kind Heavenly Father, please strengthen our friends.
I don't let myself feel sometimes. And it's still hard for me. I would be fighting to the death, defending you.
Does this mean I'm back in MomTok?
I'm calling you out on your shit.
Okay, let's fucking do it.
The truth needs to be brought to light.
God.
It'll never be the same, ever.
I'm just not her biggest fan for what she's done to, like, you.
Yeah.
Demi trying to get the whole group against me.
I will make her look
Hey,
like
Christine,
such
we're watching
a fool.
the coming up
She
this
was
season.
playing truth or dare with a ton of single men.
Look at you fucking lie.
Oh, shit.
World War III is breaking out.
Okay.
What's happening? What the fuck you gonna do? What the fuck you gonna do?
Okay. Well, that sounds like a whole mess that we do not need to get into today. I'm pressing next on this to be clear, just so that it will start there next time. But okay, will MomTok survive this? Also, all the B-roll of like boxing and fighting. Be so serious. This is my first exposure to the show, and I have a question. Do these women have temple recommends? How are they treated by their communities after being on the show? So they said in the beginning that the church was not particularly jazzed, mostly because it seems like, the church's view is that it paints the, LDS population in a bad light. But I do also think that there's some level of advertising that's going on here, good or bad. Most don't have temple recommends. Yeah, I don't know what that means, so I'll take your word on it. Kind of want to think of a new term for the bonding while talking about our traumas. Trauma exchange. I'll think on it. I feel like there must be a term for it, right? I'm not sure this is a healthy friend group. Yeah, there is definitely some mean girl energy going on here. There's definitely some power and control issues. Kind of all mixed in with, I think, a valid distrust and a valid frustration and valid hurt feelings, but that doesn't necessarily justify this group interrogation, the third degree, that seems like it's about to take place. They must have had them at one point to get married. Sure, yeah, I could see that. Episode 2 is messy. It gets so much better. But episode 2 is so long. It's an hour. We'll be here for another 3 hours, which is a 6-hour stream. I can't do that today. We'll watch it next week. So next week, let me pull up my calendar. Next week, we'll be watching episode 2, which is Friday the 23rd. We are only going to be watching one episode a week because my little brain, I think, does better when we do shorter streams. And quite frankly, so does my body. So thank you guys for your understanding in advance. But yeah, I'm excited if next week is going to be a messy episode. That sounds really fun. Next week, I will be celebrating 1 year since my divorce. Ooh, Aria, that's exciting. Drama drop, too alliterative. Spider Jen, thank you. Yeah, me setting boundaries with myself. Okay, so I will see you guys next week for a regular stream. And then I think the following week so we have 2 more regular streams for this month. And then the 6th will be our patron only stream. So if you want to come hang out, you want to do crafts, you want to chit chat. We had a lot of new people in the patron only streams this past month, which was really, really fun. So thank you to all of you who came and hung out with us. I would love to see more new faces in there. So don't forget to join the Snosh Blossoms, the Escar Gourds, the Snack-O-Lanterns. Snosh Blossoms doesn't get access to our patron-only streams. It's just Escar Gourds and Snack-O-Lanterns. So $10 and above if you want to come hang out with us for the patron-only stream. But otherwise, I will see you guys next week for another episode of Mormon Wives. Thank you all so much. Love you guys. See you next week. Bye.